Hey there, I'm Cyberchroma, and welcome back to another stream where we are going to be continuing to attempt to do some programming here in the Handyman with Unicycle, a game that I'm working on that's... I still need a better elevator pitch for, especially as the game has kind of changed and evolved over time of what exactly it is going to be. Especially more recently with the whole remaking the character business to be more physicsy and whatever, but I describe it as being similar to having a lot of elements of a 3D platformer, but you can't jump. And jumping ain't the only thing you do in platformers, so it's not a statement that means nothing. Last time that we were working on this, where between then and now I've made some minor bit of, like, mostly just a little bit of tweaking. I was hoping to do a bit more between last time we were working on this and now, but oh well, didn't quite find the time, but that's alright. We'll attempt to make some progress now with this. We are our very long process of rebuilding the player, and with more recently we've been focusing on the camera and mid-air movement and how all that needs to relate to each other. And yeah, it's coming along well-ish, kind of. We do kind of have the mid-air movement of, Zach, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we are just getting started here. Very late, it's already 9:30. I wanted to start at like 7 and things didn't quite go that way, but that's all right. Yeah, this be my game that I'm working on. It works with controller stuff. Everything looks very barren and empty. It's because, like, as we've been remaking things, I've been, like, stripping stuff apart with the game. We've just been in this kind of test level for a while that we will hopefully soon break free of, and even just having our character get back to being all polished and whatnot. I'm just going to lurk. I'm going to bed. Oh, fair enough. Well, appreciate the lurk. Thank you all. So yeah, today we're hoping to do more camera stuff. Our camera has lots of issues and is missing some functionality. Like, if I do this, it doesn't zoom in. It used to, we disabled that functionality. Also, mouse doesn't do anything, nor does right stick. It used to, we disabled that stuff, so, temporarily. So I'm thinking, to start things off, we might bring back some of that functionality just to have more parts of this being done and working, potentially. But even just the rest of the stuff with the camera, there's still lots of, like, little things to fix, and even little things with the player. Lots of little things everywhere to, yeah, be fixed. But we're gonna figure this out, hopefully, in theory. Okay, so, yeah, let's start with doing stuff, shall we? Okay, so I want to... First of all, I haven't looked at this code in, a bit, so I gotta, remember how all of this works. I have a vague idea based on things that we had, did last stream, where we split up some of the player movement code over here to have separate, also the scene thing over here. Let me just kind of not do that. Okay. We split up the player movement code to have player move, like, separated, like, mid-air code and separated underwater code. This was more of like, we made this, how do I explain this? Hold on. Although when I start these streams, it takes me a couple minutes to get, like, into the groove of explaining things. Nah, I don't know. Hey, guys, hello. Also, welcome back to the stream. And Fenberg, hi, everyone's here. Hi, hello. Yeah, I basically just getting started because I started super late. We're only 6 minutes in, and they're already through my intro rambliness and just about to actually start doing stuff. But yeah, the lurks when I finished editing stuff. Cool. Best of luck to you with that. Yeah, I know you're editing Skyrim stuff from your streams and all that. Yeah, best of luck with that. Hopefully that goes well. And then, hello, Saibaba. Do you remember? Yes, I do, Amber. Yeah, you're here almost every stream. Give me the cool updates on the just different programming stuff that you're doing there. You jump around between, jump around between a lot of different sub things in your grand thing that you're trying to make. Where you're trying to, like, decompile Pokemon code, and you're trying to make a big old decompiler thing for that. And then at a separate point, you're working on your own, like, graphical engine thing where you're making, like, custom importing, like, text and graphically displaying that and all that kind of cool, very funky stuff. The decompiler just one thing split into a lot of sub things. Like my game here, I mean, it's one game thing here, but I can split it up into the different things that I'm doing of the player and the physics with that and being on the ground in midair and the camera and everything else. But yeah, actually not Skyrim. Oh, other games, eh? So like, what, like some of your older streams like God of War or something, or I'm assuming the related thing you mentioned before about your editing stuff, footage of your streams into little videos or something. Maybe you're talking about something else entirely. Oh, sure. Right now I'm really only doing one thing. One thing. I render the decompiler input with the text render. Oh, right. Okay, so it is all related. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. In order to have enough space to keep saving Skyrim streams, I had to go through old footage, so I actually retracked into making all the Kenya Bridge of Spirits streams into videos instead. Ah, cool. I feel like, would those be, like, because that's a lot more of a, I think it's a more linear game. I mean, open world exploring stuff, but unlike Skyrim, which is like the highest degree of you do whatever you want, I imagine conceptually, Kenya Bridge of Spirits or whatever, I could be completely wrong, but off the top of my head, it sounds like it'd be slightly easier to edit into videos, perhaps, but I haven't done very much at all of that kind of editing, I guess. Technically, I technically have some YouTube videos, old YouTube videos of me playing through some games, but that was basically hit record, go, and stop, and then like trim it at the beginning, at the end, the occasional special edit in the middle somewhere, but like nothing fancy. Yeah, but I'm almost done with the Kenya one, so we'll be back into Skyrim soon. Oh, I didn't save the God of War streams? Ah, fair enough. But yeah, that's why I started doing Kenya, because it's a lot faster to cut down. Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. And the month that decompiler still has loads of issues, but slowly able to handle more and more patterns, edge cases, etc. Yeah, fair enough. Sounds like my thing, where it's having lots of little issues, but it's like getting there. The player... If the camera could just cooperate, player, the camera kind of has, without polish, the mid-air movement that I want, where we can do this. Pretend the camera didn't flip out all the time. We are, like I've said before, I'll remind again, it will eventually be the case that if we don't have speed, we won't stick to things. You need the momentum to stick to stuff. But right now, it's way easier to just test things when that's not the case, so... That's going to be a thing we're programming way later on. For now, pretend this is all magnet surfaces or something. Which will, I think, be its own thing. Like, will actually be a thing at some point. But anyway. But being able to, like, go off ramps and stick to walls and, like, well, if I was holding forward, yeah, be able to do that with it having more polish will be cool. Very cool. One thing that I thought that we had maybe done early on, but I guess I maybe broke it or turned it off, is that we are supposed to have more downwards momentum. If we're going down a hill, I should be gaining speed, like, reasonably fast. I also gotta mess around more with how this air input works, where you can kind of redirect. Make sure it's both, well, worth it that you can, redirect your movement a decent amount to, like, to where it is you're going, but not have it be so... I go off a tiny ramp and I've launched across the map. There's gotta find the right sweet spot of making it, work right and correct and all that. I'm missing messages. I will catch up. Also, I saw that. I see them redeems. Hold on. The new car is as complex as the language that it decompiles, as they say. Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. Make sure to done with the actual editing. I just need to upload them and set up YouTube stuff. Very cool. Nice to be at the end stages of a project like that. So it'll probably be done before your stream's over. Well, good to know. Cool. So far, biggest thing I've improved with the decompiler is that I can prevent, as I try to prevent crashes, even if it can't make sense of the input. That is very helpful to have, just those error-catching scenarios. Yeah. I win? Indeed you did. So sometimes you'll see if my output is error. Sometimes you will see in my output if error, for instance. Ah, yeah, okay. Cool. Makes sense. But the sheer amount of things that can go wrong is insane. Yeah, I imagine so. Again, yikes. Yeah, cool. All right, so in terms of what we're doing here today, I would like to do more fixing of my camera issues, but I think to start off with actually building something new, just to be able to be like, yeah, we at least did something this stream, even if all this bug solving doesn't go so well. I want to start with, and this might not actually take that long, in our old camera code. So right now, this is currently our new camera code. All of these turned off scripts here is some of our old camera code. And even over here is separate, different old camera code. Buried in all of this at one point over here was some camera zooming related code to, you know, not have the camera go into walls. If we go up against a wall, it should zoom in so the wall isn't in the way. Conditionally, we did have an extra thing where if there's like a tiny thing in the way, we do like a bit of a cone cast kind of thing, I think, or maybe we just do like 3-ray casts. The camera would not zoom in for this, but it zooms in, you know, for a actual full big wall that's completely covering the screen, is the idea. So we're gonna copy that, and then, you know, yeah, hopefully get that working. Then thing numero dos, on top of that is, these two scripts amalgamated together do things with actually having mouse input, being able to, is any, you know, modern 3D platform be able to, you know, turn the camera without just doing this. But we want to turn the camera with the mouse and also have this kind of automatic camera turning, like, we need them to work in conjunction with each other. So that's gonna be interesting. I am concerned for how that's gonna look with the being in midair camera stuff, but we'll see. So one other thing actually I wanted to mention before we get into that, if after we get through those two things, depending on how long that takes, I predict, because I started late, today's gonna have to be a bit of a shorter stream, but that be the consequences of doing like a 7-hour Subnautica stream yesterday. Went very much overtime, but it was worth it. We got to see cool things. Anyway, when we get back to then trying to fix just the camera issues, as like the general camera issues, ignoring the zoom and mouse control stuff, when we go from that transition from being on the ground to in midair, you know, it's rough. And then when we land, it's also, there's just some rough wonkiness in it. That's not great. I had an idea that I don't know if it'll work at all, but I think it could be worth a shot. That might be able to make this smoother. Because I think, for the most part, so ground camera on its own is working well enough. You know, obviously, when we have the mouse and zoom stuff in there, but just in general, the tracking the player is good enough. And then after the funky transition in midair, this midair camera is kind of what I want. And then when we hit the ground, it's during the transitions into and out of that things are funky. That I want to, well, I mean, okay, on one hand, I want to smooth it out more, make it slightly more gradual. But thing number two is during the transition, some things happen that shouldn't, such as if I do this and I land, the camera should just swivel. Okay, well, okay, it did it that time, but I swear sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it like randomly decides to whip around. Oh, well, of course now it's not doing that, now that I'm specifically looking for examples. Like there, kind of, sort of. Sometimes where it does a weird like swivel in ways that like, oh, that's probably not the way it should go. That stuff we want to fix, but on top of that, just going between one camera mode and the other should be less jarring and, you know, be able to see where you're going. So my idea for that might work, is that right now we have, if I can go into code, we have sort of the, like, this is the mid-air camera stuff, and this is the on-the-ground camera stuff, and they're running separately. My idea was to sort of loosely, with some changes, have them both running at the same time, and have it be like, if the camera was mid-air, it should be here. If the camera is on the ground, it should be here. And then have some kind of, like, slider between 0 and 1, of whether it's the camera is obeying this or this. So then I can, you know, lerp that slider up and then have it, you know, move from where it would be if it's the ground camera to where it should be in the mid-air camera, and have it kind of whoop. Maybe something like that happen over a course of more frames. Maybe that might work, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. There's an idea. I don't know how that's going to work. It would mean that I then would need the ground code to work in midair, I guess, based on the assumption either saving what was the old ground up when we left that ground that we were on, and by ground, like, even if we're halfway up a loop-de-loop and like we go off the wall, I count that as ground, the surface that the player was on, or I have it take universal up. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And then the mid-air camera, it sounds like wherever the player is, even if on ground, it would just be above the player looking down, because that's what it is with this. Maybe. I'm not 100%. There's an idea I had. I don't know if it's practical, or if in attempting to do such things, I may hopefully stumble across some different, better solution. But I don't know. Okay, let me catch up on messages again, and then we'll start actually coding things. We're going to start with the zoom and mouse controls first, though, just because. This year I was saying in the process, so the keyword is try. Yeah, I was able to think about the biggest script in the game this morning without crashing. Well, that sounds cool. That sounds like progress. 2,225 lines of code generated, 1 millisecond runtime. That sounds very fast. Very cool. There's still a lot of oddities in the output. Oh no. If error unfunct, if var equals 1, some of the functions have been switched with NOP operations because it couldn't parse the operation. I know what a NOP instruction is. There's one thing I remember from learning assembly code things. So many instructions. Yeah, when you convert high-level coding stuff like C# into assembly code, what was once one line can turn into a bajillion. Fun, fun, fun. All right, let's code some things, shall we? I also got, well, I'll at some point figure out how much I want to, like, keep in one script versus splitting into different scripts and whatever. Right now, I think the player is pretty... Oh, yeah, I forgot that we introduced this, like, player state controller thing. So it can actually have this one thing that keeps track of the states of if we're considered on the ground, midair, underwater as, like, a thing we're not doing much with right now, but just... making this was beneficial to then use this as a base to make the midair codes. That's why we did that. But also just cool to have as its own thing. But I don't plan on making an actual transition from ground whatever to being in underwater. Like, that's not as important at this current stage, but we'll get there. So yeah, player move, midair, underwater, those are all there. The ground check is doing stuff. Camera, player, follow over here. So, if I want this to do zooming, it has to do it at a very particular stage of this. And we're going to start with the ground camera that I really almost think should be first, but... yeah, you know what? Just real quick. It will continue to bother me until I don't. I think, yeah, the ground state is the way more common state. Kind of. I guess it depends on your definition of, well, how often we expect the player to be flying through the air, but anyway. Else if blah blah blah. I have my random counter at like how many new if statements I make. That was rearranging one. I don't count that. I don't know. It's all arbitrary anyway. So this is our midair code that also actually still has some stuff that is disabled that might be a problem at some point. We'll see. We'll come back to that. Oh yeah, wait. Well, we're gonna come back to that, but I think I just remembered an issue I was trying to solve. Is that right now, when I was like, oh, the camera seems to be working pretty fine. When I go at ramps like straight on, if I go at this ramp like this way, oh well, actually no, it is actually behaving kind of fine-ish. Obviously it's still a bit jarring, but not as jarring as it used to be. Or I swear, like, Naya did actually fix some of the stuff that I forgot that I did. The camera would like whip around a lot more in like weird ways, but it's still not great, but it's better. Okay, this PR on ground camera code. I might put in some more comments to actually properly section off the different things that are happening here, but oh, hold on. Lots of messages. This script language has no NOP instruction, so my NOP instruction is just an error instruction. Oh, okay. Interesting. Says the since the error instruction has no operation, I thought it was still fitting. Fair enough. But yeah, not all the instructions or functions in the scripting language from the game can be parsed yet. There's just so many to do quickly, or just too many to do quickly. I need to gather knowledge on them on top. Yeah. But I can only blame myself because I said I want this to be high level. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, it sounds cool though. Okay, so what does this do? And I don't know if I might consider renaming some variables. The main important things are these three variables here. Is that right? Yeah, camera look position, camera direction, and camera distance. I'm gonna rename this real quick to camera start position in terms of, well, I don't when I calculate the camera code, I basically start the player, go like, 2 meters up or whatever, and then we start at this invisible point that's at the player's head effectively, and then do all these calculations like turn, but we're at the same spot, turn, All right, we've calculated this spot. Now back up from that, and now this is where the camera is viewing the player, and it's essentially what we do. Kind of. Then some extra like rotating in terms of like being in the air and having to swivel the camera around a bit, but for the most part, that's kind of what we do. So like, yeah, camera start position is in regards to my camera calculations, where's the camera sort of starting, and then what way is it pointing, and then back up. Okay, so why did I don't have one singular comment. All right, calculate position of boat player for camera to move out from. That is this information. Yeah, target camera, look position, target camera start. This is, why do I need, oh, because I'd be like, this is where the camera wants to be, and then, like, where it actually is gonna lerp towards that. So the target, like, yeah, where it wants to go. Okay. Where's the name of this start? It is where it looks at, but, yeah, anyway. Have this start being the player's position, go up, and then lerp to being that, because smooth, there's more smooth following the player. Smoothly, I don't know, go to that spot to smoothly follow the player, I guess, something like that. This bit, player turn amount is kind of, this is, I look at how much the player turned last frame to basically do calculations to say, based off relative to behind the player, what angle like is the camera currently from that. So like, you know, if the player is facing the camera, that's 180. If the camera is to the sides, either 90 or maybe it's negative 90. So this is calculating information with that. Using information of how much the player turned last frame to now, and yeah, it seems to be working pretty good. So calculate the angle between the I don't know, the current angle between the camera and the player and behind the player. And technically that's the way that they're facing, but then we zoom back from that. Anyway, this bit is then well, oh wait, why do we take, oh sorry, this is left right input, yeah. Auto turn the camera based on left right movement. That's the behavior that, like, when we move to left and right, we kind of go in a big circle rather than it being a complete line. It's just a thing that a lot of 3D platformers have, and it's, you know, cool. It makes it feel more polished to have such things, I think. Okay, so I just realized I go times equals here. That's gonna make it positive, so technically I don't need the absolute here, but I remember that I wrote this long before I was like, oh, you know, do the double, so it, like, goes better. If I change this later, then this might be a problem, but technically I should be able to, for now, do that consequence-free. Also, I pressed that at some point. New camera direction. Okay, well, oh. Is there nothing that, oh, right, there's nothing that uses this. So, around here is where the camera, like, mouse input code is gonna be. Somewhere between this and this, I believe. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put temporary comments just to remind myself. Get mouse. I'm just gonna put mouse input, even though then, like, well, it'll also be controller right stick input, whatever. Get mouse input. Why did I capitalize that? Get mouse input to add extra turn to camera. Emphasizing extra because, like, on top of the turning that's already happening from this information. But we'll come back to that. I'm just trying to get one, just this, like, every time I look at this, I have to, like, remind myself how it works. This is just gonna save me time later, and also I need to find where exactly I need to stick the zooming related code. Okay, this bit is apply vertical and horizontal camera turning. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. It doesn't need to be that detailed or whatever. It's fine. And then this is then smoothly turn camera to new angle. And then this is what we're gonna actually have. And then this is the bit that actually move out camera. Now this is the bit that's gonna be changing because of zooming. Technically this bit. This is the direction that we want to go, negativified, and then times our max distance of how much the camera can zoom out. If there's something in the way, this number goes down. That's basically all of how that needs to work. So this is actually moving up the camera. Is camera position actually used after this? No. I hypothetically could stick this right into here, but nah, it's fine for now. There is some overlap between this bit and this bit. Once it's more done, I will probably look at extracting bits of this bits and this bit, but right now, like, everything's up in the air and things can be changing, so just easier right now to have them be kind of individual. Move out the camera, and then this bit is rotational stuff. So I look at transfer not position is where the camera is. So transfer position minus the camera start pause. That's where, yeah, that look at the camera. Why do I not have? Shouldn't this just be this? I just want to test something real quick. Is this not this? Even it being positive is still correct. Like this being positive, this being the negative to go backwards. No, is it normalized? It might already be normalized, but yeah, it's fine, I guess, that being there. Target rotation, do that stuff, and then slowly, okay, well, yeah. And this is essentially just doing a manual, well, yeah, like, you can do, like, transform, not look at whatever, but doing it in a way that we can then have some smoothness to it. Calculate, camera rotation to look at, player, player's fine. Player head is more true, but whatever. And then actually rotate camera smoothly. Something like that. And then this is, well, I guess I'll just go store last play. This, I'm just describing, this is not a good comment here, but whatever. Facing direction. All right, and then I won't comment all this for now. It's fine. Doing this, I know now that here is gonna be mouse input stuff. And zooming is gonna be here, kind of, basically, yeah. Zoom camera if no. Is it? Yeah, close enough. Be missing messages. Let me catch up. Oh boy. Alright, that be a lot. I'm currently being the other decompiler slowly though. My output looks more high level than theirs. They seem to invert the if statements, and it's just a little weird to me. Oh yeah, weird, funky. That would be a thing. So the code that's inside of the script would exist inside of the if block, exists after the if block in their output. Oh, weird. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. I think I'm somewhat following, but yeah, funky. I guess trying to artificially change the structure of the output from what it looks like in the binary, because whether or not it makes the output more readable is a preference, plus depends on so much more context. Yeah. In regards to control flow, I mean. Yeah. There's a conditional jump. I want the code that appears in between the jump and the destination to be a part of the if clause if it jumps ahead, of course. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. So we toward on switch statements, because I do want to support switch statements when decompiling, because if there's a lot of if statements next to each other that compare against a value known at decompile time, then I think it makes sense. But at the same time, some people might not like switch cases. What do you think? All good. All good. Okay, yeah, switch statements are conditional, and they can be more legible in some contexts. Like sometimes they can be useful. You can't always use switch statements. Like here. Well, I mean, okay, technically I could use a switch statement on current player state, but if I have one if else, then that's not that bad for it. Like, you know, I can see eventually in the future maybe this being switch. So bad example, but like, and we have a switch statement there, so extra bad example. I don't know, here we're testing if we don't have input, just exit, or if I disabled the thing to like, don't get input, then return early. Like, I guess you could, are you more in the interest of like, decompiling the code to have it match the original, like, what you're trying to decompile, like, have it match that the same? So like, if they used an if statement, you should use an if statement, or if they would use a switch statement, then you should use a switch statement, or are you fine to alter things for modern readability if you think it makes sense to do so? Yeah, I saw some cases in the decompiled code where I thought a switch would look better here. Or it was like, if it equals 0, 1, 2, etc. Yeah, I can totally, yeah, see that making sense for sure. I guess, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, switch statements is definitely like a preference. Well, it's a preference thing, kind of. I think there's a bit of a performance thing with it, right? Actually, is there? Yeah, right? Like, I guess it depends on how many. If you have a switch thing for like 2 things, even maybe 3, maybe it's not that crazy. But if you have a switch thing of like 50, well, I don't know, like 5 things or something, going if this, else if blah, else if blah, else if whatever, then actually I don't know how that works behind the scenes necessarily of like how a switch statement. I assume it has some way of like this. I don't know, it goes through the things. Is it like behind the scenes just still testing each one until it finds the one it's looking for and then does the thing? I guess you also get the case, well, in a switch statement you have the default thing that's just the else at the end. I guess that's there too, but I don't know. Having the break means it doesn't have to test the rest, but that's also true with an if statement. Once it does the correct one and else, like I believe it skips that entirely. You even have in the middle of a singular if statement, I know that there's stuff that goes on that if it's like this, if blah or blah, if this thing is true, because this is an or, it doesn't even bother testing this. It just knows it's true, so the or works, so it doesn't matter, so move on. Same thing with an and, if something is false, then it just doesn't continue going to the end. And that can actually prevent errors. Well, or not prevent error, I mean, if you intentionally write that way. You can go like, you know, if, you know, thing, pretend I have some, it equals null, you know, or, wait, no, or if it's not equal to null, and thing dot, you know, it has whatever, like some function on it, right? So if the thing is null, it won't even do this, it'll skip it and then do whatever. But, you know, if it is, if it's not equal to null, then it will continue to this to actually call the function. Like, that's kind of thing I've used before. Not super frequently, but first example I thought of. Hold on. Well, the problem is that if the information, if it was a switch case or if statement is gone, so it's all of interpretation. Oh, I see. Well, I guess that makes sense. Do you also lose variable names? Because, like, I imagine if you're trying to, you know, compact things as much as possible, player.forward and, like, you know, player garage check, whatever. When you are putting that down to assembly code, then you're just talking about, like, individual registries or, like, you know, stuff that I imagine would have very simple, or even like me, single letter names or something like that to save the absolute best, you know, things that you can. I know that you lose comments, obviously, because that's the whole point of comments is that they don't get compiled. So I know those are out. Yes, you can never get a true one-to-one exactly being as it was. Well, the problem is that well, one, in this script language, it doesn't support jump tables. I forgot about that. Oh, no. Two modern compilers can optimize if statements too in any cases. Cool. That's neat that they would do that, and makes sense that they would do that. How it normally works is with jump tables. So if the value it checks against are very close to each other, It won't need to compare against all of them. Yeah, it tries to create a jump table whenever possible. Yes, variable names and all that are also gone. It only has memory addresses and variables. Yeah, the scripting language has its own custom registers, but yeah, makes sense. I've done a little bit of assembly in school settings, but not that much, and a lot of it is long gone. You know what a jump table is? Vaguely? Is it like, I know stack tables are a thing. I vaguely have an idea from, so you look at the stack of code that's running, and that's, when with assembly code, you can be executing multiple functions at once, and well, part of different functions at once in terms of what's being sent to the CPU. It's like, it's processing, one part of this statement while also process another part of this statement for, like, max efficiency or whatever. But that only works if the stuff in the assembly code is ordered particular ways so that the things won't compete with each other. Like things that are able to run parallel and not affect each other or whatever. If things like, if one thing needs the next thing to be like done, and then that's where you sometimes will insert not statements if you're really trying to do stuff to that degree, that like whatever parallelism stuff. Jump tables, though, like, I know, yeah, in assembly, you can have, you're going da-da-da-da-da, whatever its version of an if case is, effectively a go to somewhere else and do some stuff, and then, another, something that then kind of like bring it back. Yeah, but like to have a jump, is a jump table at all related to a stack table, like a stack table of where you jumped to that has stuff, maybe? Or is a jump table maybe other guesses, like, I don't know, memory addresses, like some storage of memory addresses, or like if we jump from here, you look at the jump table to see where that jump is supposed to lead me to, maybe something like that. Suppose you have an array of distances that it needs to jump based on the case in the switch. You can quickly read the amount it needs to jump directly. Okay. It reads the amount it needs to jump. So like, okay. So it is more similar to the second thing I said, I guess. A list of, a list of all the places to jump to, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense, and yeah, sure. But like, yeah, like taking all of that and decompiling it, that definitely sounds very messy. So, best of luck with that. So, like, I would say, I guess, if the case looks super obvious, like, this is the perfect scenario to use a switch statement for. And if you want to make the code to be able to support switch statements, sure. If it would be easier and work for your purposes to just only do if statements and leave it as that just to get the code functional, then you could do that. Or start with only if statements, and once that's, working, as you said, you're already having it, like, kind of working, I guess. Then you could try to, I guess, jump to, I don't know, doing, like, a simple case of switch statement stuff, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, but the scripting language doesn't support this because you can't manipulate the program counter in that way. They just didn't find that important, so in this language they check against each case. Oh, no. Well. I mean, yeah, that's fair enough, I guess. If it didn't need those performance improvements to run, then sure. Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, let's, okay, zoom camera. I should need to type very little for this, because the first thing we're going to do is steal me old, zoom code here. I did a sphere cast? Oh, I didn't do this how I thought I remembered how I did it. But I understand, kind of. Hold on, I thought I had, this looks like the opposite of the thing that did I mark these differently? Hold on, I remember before when that version of the zoom camera was working, these things are on the environment layer, they have a box layer? Alright, we're gonna start by basically copy, pasting, and then changing. This has all, I might need all this stuff, oh boy. Actually, do I want to just, I mean, it'd be wise to, split things up into different functions, not have one monstrous, massive function if necessary. This a lot of different parts of this camera code need to work all in conjunction with each other, but the zooming specifically basically needs to take in, here's the direction that we want to go. Actually, after that, here's the direction that we want to go, and we know what our max distance is, and we know that where we're zooming out from. It just needs to take these 3 pieces of information and then spit out a new camera distance of if it needed to zoom or not. So I'm actually more inclined to let it continue to be a separate function. You know, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna try. I'm actually just gonna copy this component, spit it out on the main camera. I was gonna actually maybe copy the script and make like camera zoom too, but the old one doesn't matter. We're dumping out the old one. So I'm just gonna now convert this into, instead of this running in late update or whatever, make this a public function that takes the 3 inputs and then have the other thing call it, I guess. So I said a second ago, this is gonna need a vector 3 start pause, vector 3 that is camera direction, and float that is max distance. Or the zoom might have its own public variable that is its max distance. I might just copy that. It wouldn't have all of the stuff that it currently has here. What was zoom buffer? Oh, is that the max distance in, like how far in it can go to not be completely up in the player's face or something? Let me just see what 0.5. Yeah, I think that's like a max zoom. Or max distance. So, okay, this camera started as like it's out and it looks in and then zooms out in kind of, sort of. And I want to change that to over here on new camera stuff. I'm just gonna put that. To start in and go out and then hit stuff and then whatever. Also, this looks at the camera's position after it's moved. We'd be like, oh, there's a thing in the way. Move. Where I like, this is gonna work better where this isn't at the point of, you know, actually going transfer position equals bad spot that's inside a wall. While it's still conceptually just a vector 3, it's correcting it here, and then after it's corrected to not be in a wall, then it's here. No, wait, no, camera buffer was to be like, oh, you hit a wall is here, go here, add a little bit extra to be, you know, slightly more in than the wall, so we're not perfectly inside the wall. That was zoom buffer, I think, actually. Maybe? Or maybe I'm wrong. Whatever, or I don't know. Making wild guesses, not actually fully reading my code. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna make private camera zoom, camera zoom, and then I will just quickly get well, I never know whether to get a reference or make the thing static or whatever. It's very handy on the player to just make these static instances, especially if I feel like other scripts might eventually do stuff with them, but for this, whatever, it's fine. So camera zoom dot zoom. What would I rename this? Maybe like, I was ready to get rid of this. Like try zoom, see if need zoom, zoom if needed. Try zoom. I don't know. That's like, it might zoom, maybe, or it'll decide that no zooming is necessary or something. I don't know. Oh, it needs to return a float of like, okay, how much did you actually zoom in? Something like that. Okay, so, float, instead of camera distance, it's gonna need to be like, I don't know, actual camera distance. And then this is actually max camera distance, I guess. I don't know. Max. Yeah. Well then, I might move this to being a public variable on the zoom, but whatever. For now, just get it to be functional and I can move stuff afterwards. So this, well, this is gonna, the variable that's above, have that as input, and have camera start position, and have the camera direction made negative here, because it's facing in and then it's a go out. And if I made it negative here, then I have to make it negative out here. It's fine. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Actual camera distance. Okay, so, and then, well, then you'll go in and be that. Okay, camera zoom. What do you actually need now? Wait, where did I, what? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, take me to here. You already aren't, oh, because you don't return anything. Yeah, of course. Just return anything to not error for a second. So we shouldn't need the transform not position line. That's for the other thing. Spherecast start point is going to be start position for now. Well, at this point, then this is not needed. Just take this into, turn it into that. It shouldn't, nothing should need to be in start. This code doesn't need to do anything with that. I did the whole instant thing here, I guess. Oh, I already did. I didn't even realize that. Well, technically, because I still have a copy of it on the other code, this wouldn't have the whole instance thing, but it will. Thinking ahead is... If I hypothetically made multi-layer at some point, there could be more cameras that need zooming, but that is unlikely. I think I'll deal with it when I get there. Okay, start position, blah, blah, blah. Camera direction is gonna be... Direction converted is... Oh, you take stuff from the vertical pivot? Yeah, not anymore. You're just getting past it directly. Then you're this... Why do yeah, this converted stuff. Not needed at all. No way, Jose. And this zoom distance is gonna be this. And also I have to like reverse it or not. Okay. So in this, we make this hit thing, do a sphere cast. Basically big bubble that goes woo, more like a capsule rather than, yeah. From our start position, the radius that is apparently a 0.2, the direction that we want to go, we see if this will give out information if we hit stuff. The max zoom distance, which I guess would be this, but I guess I already have it here, so whatever, I'll make that swap now, it's fine. Only try to hit things on the environment layer, so in theory we'd skip like enemies and stuff like that, unless like some special cases make us have to care about that. So if we hit something, then we, this zoom distance, that, I mean, I guess, now, I'd rather, if I'm counting this as like more of a, call the thing, calculate some stuff, spit it out, I would rather just start with it. I'd rather make it in the thing. I don't know. More about, yeah, preference. Okay, the zoom distance. I don't know if I like that as the name, but what do I call here? Actual camera distance. Whatever. Zoom distance. Da da da. If it hits a thing, then it clamps it between. It clamps putting as input the hit dot distance, which this. Oh, this needs to be flipped because this is going to be the distance between the player and the thing that it hits. No, that's correct. No, actually, that is correct, actually. This uses it like this? Yeah. So if it's like 2, it'll be 2 out from the player. No, that's correct. Zoom buffer is the minimum distance and maximum. Okay, no, that is the maximum. Yeah, okay. And then blam, I don't need that bit. And then just whatever it calculated, either it stayed being the maximum or it didn't. My only concern is, okay, this doesn't, I might change this for reasons. It's a bit different than what I thought that it was, but hold on. I'm now gonna need to, I don't want to delete the old camera pivot just yet, but I am gonna just remove this camera zoom script off of it just to not mess with as I'm putting it on the new camera stuff, just in case. These numbers might be fine. You do not need any public references to anything, so that can go away. Keep that layer mask, I guess. You did not use this distance, so you're not going to use that, which means over here, doesn't need to pass it in, which means that, where's the variable up here? Max distance is 8. You don't need that. You're going to try to be used down here. Okay, so the mid-air camera is going to break for a second. I'm just going to put in manually the 8 for now. Right there. Well, I'm seeing more messages. I will catch up in a second. I just want to try to get this working. 20 smoothing, sure. No, hold on. Let me just remove more variables that this doesn't need. You do not need the height offset, which shouldn't be used. And zoom buffer, I would rather the name of that be like min zoom distance. And you know, while I'm at it, I like a distance. Just have the full name. It's fine. Max zoom distance, min zoom distance, sure. And those were 8 and oh, not there. Wait, what? Oh, no, that's not there. That was 8 and 0.5. Why are you not? Oh, you errors. Because you don't, oh. I mean, I guess you could just, I guess there's no harm in, where are you? Over here. No harm in, calculating a zoom on the first frame. I don't know, what if there's like the first frame, something's in the way? That should never happen, but hypotheticals. Oh, I have to then get the camera zoom beforehand, so we're actually gonna get it up top here, I guess. It's fine. Okay. Alright, work. Oh, alright, off to a great start, I see. Oh, these cleared, that was, the max was 8, min 0.5, I guess. We'll see if those numbers are good. Yay, it's, oh, right. Well, so here's the thing. Right, there is no smoothing on this. Right now it's just very, but it's hard to conceptually have smoothing. It technically zooms out, kind of. Well. So, like, okay, I get why that's happening that way. Huh. What would look nicer? Well, if I make the angle not 0, will I actually see it? Oh, okay, that's a little better. The angle shouldn't be an exact 0. That was more like, because when we were testing the midair code, that was doing stuff. Oh, and 30 is also too high. Oh, okay, that looks more natural when it's not an exact 0, so which maybe could be something that's more smoothed out. But the slight going in, I guess. Yeah, this is fine. It works. It functions. Let me see how loop-to-loops do. Yeah, it zooms in that bit that it needs to. I guess that's fine. It like I could see it needing more polish, but it's like it's fine for like a starting thing. It's more functional than like the mid-air stuff is. So it does the job that I wanted it to do. Yeah, okay, that's fine. The one issue is I thought I had that it wouldn't, or is that in other like older camera code? Because it zooms in for this. Although it's like the spot it's zooming from is the top of the head. So yeah, there's something slightly obstructing the bottom. I thought I remembered that I'd like shot one ray cast, and if it hit something, then do second ray cast from here and third ray cast from here, and like all 3 have to hit to zoom in. So there's like a tiny like thin tree in the way it wouldn't zoom. I thought that's how I remember doing it, and it's almost how I want to do it. I think that would just prevent slight issues with if it of like tiny objects making it zoom in, but that is more polished. That would be nice, but isn't super necessary at this stage, I think. I should be focusing more on getting things more functional. But I would say that is basic zooming done. It works, I guess. Which again is like stuff we had before, but still just I guess gonna get some of that functionality up and running. It'll be extra nice to get you know, all this once the player stuff is done and we can hook it all back up with the other parts of the game, you know, all the other stuff over here. I look forward a lot to making the submarine level. It's gonna happen someday. It'll be cool. Turning this into an actual, I haven't designed what this is gonna look like for the demo. It's gonna be a bit tricky to like, I have my rough idea of what I want this to look like for the full game. This is the sort of hub area, but having to cut it down for only, the idea I have more works for there being a lot of levels in a way that only having 3, I mean, have to change it. Like, it's not cutting it down. Like, I'm gonna have to change some stuff to make this work, but we'll get there. That's further down the line. Okay, anyway, I get lost going into old scenes and remembering what once was actually working. What is... Oh, I'm in the wrong scene. Ha! Ha! This is the old camera. This is the old camera code. Some of it, anyway. Actually, with the zoom that I just took off of it. That's funny. This player isn't functional, though. So this mouse movement is what we're about to do next. But then getting it to work on top of the other stuff. Yeah, we'll get there. But first, let me catch up on messages real quick. Where did I leave off? Jump tables, scripting, hold on, not very, performance, not, where was I? Hold on, sorry, having to just scroll a bunch, hero names, all that's gone, I got that, the jump table stuff, yeah, but the scripting language doesn't support this because you can't manipulate the program counter in that way. They just didn't find that important, so this language they check against each case. Yeah, these scripts are not very performance demanding to run with maximum of 10 if statements they have. Maximum of 10, like 10 deep is an actual maximum that you can have, or whatever it was, something small. You need thousands of checks even on the NDS before you get noticeable performance problems. Fair enough. And yeah, that's also the case with some, like, if I try to micromanage certain stuff in, you know, Unity and C#, there are some things that are very minor, negligible improvements, for sure. But still, it can be good practice to do that stuff. It's just less to worry about later when you maybe start running into performance issues, I guess. Also, if I added jump tables, I'd actually make it in a way that made it easier to decompile. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, no, I missed one. In the worst case scenario, I can add jump tables myself, but I don't want to torture myself with that unless I have to. Oh, no. Yeah. And how I do that is make one dedicated function that let me know beforehand this is a jump table without having to look for a pattern. Yeah, that would certainly make it easier. The function I made would take the arguments, the offset to where the offsets are stored, and then another argument for the minimum case and maximum case. The offset to where the jumps are stored, I mean, you know, I might as well try to simplify it for myself. Instead of making 5 unique instructions, I could accomplish the same thing as a jump table. I'd be more complicated to decompile if I made an instruction to first load the pointer to the jump table and made other functions to modify the program counter directly, because then could be used for way more patterns. It's not just like an actual maximum. They just don't use more than 10 for what I've seen. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah. The last part there, yeah, it makes sense. But even beforehand, yeah, jump tables sound complicated, for sure. And they just... Well, yeah, different ways of implementing such things. But it sounds like, I mean, they, you know, made the functionality that they needed in order to write the code they needed to run. It's like, if it worked to make Pokemon, then, you know, then they didn't need to complicate it further, I guess. Or even just polish it further. But yeah. Oh, well. But yeah, cool. Alright, so let's, turning. Turning should also be fast, in theory. Possibly. Maybe. Okay, so, which this camera has also some of our old turning code. Even some of this. This main camera move might have some of it, actually. Let me double check. No. That's a big old, not any of that. Oh, no, this attaches itself to the camera ideal position. Yeah. So, this horizontal, there was a time where it was necessary, or at least I thought it was necessary to have the horizontal turning code and the vertical turning code, even though they do basically the same thing on separate objects. We're going to see if we can go back to getting away with not doing that. We'll see. I guess we start with one. Actually, I mean, well, we'll do them together, basically, but, yeah, so start with the horizontal turning code. I feel like that's going to be the one that's going to be the more annoying, because we have to make it work with this other horizontal turning related code, where the vertical one's just kind of doing its own thing. So first, yeah, I'm just going to copy this in and then copy over some variables. The zoom, I was more fine having it be in its own thing. The camera, like the mouse input, is more intertwined with this stuff now, so it's less something I can get away with, I think. Oops. Now we're gonna see if that's right or very wrong. I'm also just gonna temporarily just spit the variables out there and then, yeah, work with that. Oh, these variables are different because I have to now, like I'm going to add suffixes or prefixes of that, these are, some of these are for horizontal, some of them are for vertical, but oh well, we'll get there. Okay, this, then over here, spit this out. Where is this? Oh, that it actually stopped there. Hold on, let me just yeah, and a little bit of yeah, just so I can see this new code that I'm messing with. Vertical turn. I don't know why I'm pinning all these. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, and then this back yeah and here. Okay, and then yeah, and then we'll see. Actually, I'm just blindly pasting this right now. We'll see what of these I deem are actually necessary to still be here, but you know, we'll see. And I mean, I can imagine some of this stuff eventually being in other functions, like this controller sensitivity. Eventually, if I make like an options menu or whatever, that this might be redirected to some of that. But we'll see. I also get to double check if these variables for min and max stuff. Why does this has variables that don't get used, right? Because those are used there. This has been here, and this doesn't need to be for the horizontal because it doesn't have max or min or whatever. And yeah, makes sense. Oh, not there, but there. Anyway, I'll have to see if like these match on the old camera, the public variables that are there as they were. Yeah. Hold on. Where? I am trying to catch up on your messages. Where did I leave off? This code runs when you talk to the objects in the game, so the code here doesn't run all in one frame. Right. Okay, it makes sense. It's code that runs over the duration of many frames. That's good gameplay performance-wise to be able to split up code like that. I actually do that when I'm in my game when we're loading new when my hub world manager thing, when you're like in the hub world and it loads a new level and then you go there, the loading process that needs to happen for that is split up in different chunks because, you know, makes that better. Yeah, some of the functions are blocking in the sense that they can, in theory, slow things down if you call them enough times. Yeah, it makes sense. While other functions, they have start an event that has to run before it resumes to the script. Yeah, makes sense. That I definitely understand. So that's the benefit of using this script. The benefit of using script is that you can just pause execution that easily. Yeah, because the virtual machine just knows what instruction it ran before it started the other event. It's interesting nonetheless. Yeah, certainly sounds like it. And I've, in a very different case, I've dabbled in some of that conceptually in my game here, as I was mentioning with eventually, well, we have it in a very rough state, but eventually it's going to be more polished, where you're in one scene that is the hub world. It deloads whatever level you were just in and then loads in a new level, and doing that without a loading screen, it's doing that while you're still traversing the hub area, is the idea. And so far it is actually kind of working conceptually. There is a noticeable like jitter once it like actually finishes loading, but that's a thing that I think I know conceptually that like we'll eventually be able to, you know, have it not be that way. But that's more of a polished thing. But conceptually the idea is there, and I do think I'm capable of eventually getting it to be more polished. And then even just graphically, we're gonna have like a bunch of clouds go by, and you're like in the sky, and that's gonna mask like graphically, like in the distance stuff popping out and popping in. That's the plan anyway. We'll get there someday, eventually. Okay, so what was I doing? This. Okay. So this camera, the mouse input, turning cameras, and yeah. Oh, why do I add these together? Why did that seems like not a good thing? This should be this or this, but I mean, I guess for the most part, this wouldn't matter. You're not necessarily going to be holding control stick and moving mouse at the same time, but it still is sloppier than it should be. Oh well, I'll just get it functional for right now and then worry about that after. I do know that these are set up and working because from the other old camera stuff. But I gotta hook it into here. So all of this, rather than directly turning any rotation stuff. Also, this is managed by its own rotation thing, right? Just looking at horizontal, yeah, mouse X, Y change, new rotate. Yeah, that gets, like, it's its own variable that keeps getting, or no, we just take the Y and we add to it. So, like, this is not something I want. I want, these should just affect camera horizontal angle and camera vertical angle, and then the other bits of code will handle the rest in theory. So, okay, so we take the mouse X, that's just, you know, how much mouse moved, horizontal speed, the fact that the game's not frozen or whatever, basically. Then, you know, whether or not controls are inverted. And then I take this and just take this and add to it. So in theory, this should be fine to be replaced with plus equals Y change. Why are you Y change? Oh, camera X. I forgot that this is funky, the way that it, no, flips around. Wait, why are you, no, horizontal? Why are you? Well, I guess, whatever. I might change that in, whatever. I'll come back to it. It's fine. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I have you as Y change because in order to turn the camera, it's, yeah, 0. You put it in the Y slot, but it turns the camera sideways. Yeah, that's why I did that. I might change this to say, like, horizontal change. Just to be clearer. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. This. So that you're not going to have this. Actually, I'm going to comment out code for now rather than delete it. Just in case I need to still reference it for anything. If things don't work as they should. And then this should be the same. We're blah. Instead of X change, we're going to go vertical change, I guess. And then I'm going to spit this. Oh, right. Oh, well. Oh, right. I do have to deal with this now. Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, this might be fine. I guess we're going to find out. I want to camera vertical angle. Yeah, I could have just typed that out, but whatever. That's that. This is this. Instead of this going into here, it should be this plus equals vertical change. And then this clamping, not being able to look up too high or too low, should happen just to this variable directly, I think should be fine. I don't know if I'm going to need to change these numbers. I see I have 360s and 370s. That might not be good. We're going to try having it untouched and see what happens, I guess. Oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna see about that one. Or, actually, well, this was working directly off of the Euler angle stuff, which is why I had to make some of this way. This might not have to be these numbers that they are. Possibly, probably. Yeah, so that'll probably very likely change. But, in a minute, not this second. Is code good enough to compile? Have I made any new if statements? Down there, I'm like, oh, random just thing, like, oh, just, you know, my sort of default thing is like, oh, how many errors happen or whatever, but I like when I can have stuff that's not that sort of default. Oh, no. It's almost working. Why is that how that's happening? Why is it, like, not, oh, no. It's turning faster than the... No, what? Okay, we're gonna mess with why that's doing that. I think I might have an idea why it's doing that, and obviously it shouldn't be. Yeah, also right now the mouse is, like, not hidden. We're gonna do that stuff. Oh, right, I forgot this is only affect ground movement right now. Right, okay. One thing at a time, although this is gonna be kind of related. Well, okay, before I do anything, let me just double check. Do these numbers match, what I have in here, down here, okay. 3, 1, blah, I should, like, group together some of these now. 3, 3 to negative 85, 45. Those are going to be things that are going to change. These are not max X turn anymore. Well, because, I mean, X turn is, like, as far as the Unity transform stuff goes, like, on a graph, this would be X, this would be Y. When you turn, it's turning on the X-axis like that, and Y is turning on the Y-axis like that. That's why it has, yeah, weird flipping, essentially. Anyway, sorry, like 3, 1, 1, yeah, possibly, probably, and then if I look to, was it this, that's... I changed the controller sensitivity to 0.3 and 0.2. Apparently, past me thought those are numbers that worked. Although, because this is being attached to a sort of new camera system, those numbers might not work the same. Sorry, which one was this? This is 3 and 2. 3 with 0.3 and 2 with 0.2 is what I supposedly thought was fine. Okay, before I go any further, I don't need you. I don't need you. I think I am fine at this stage. 2 is working well enough. I think I'm fine to delete those. Sorry, why were you grayed out like you weren't used, but then you are used? Wait. Oh, I meant to get rid of this. Oh, that would have been... No, it was just reading a thing into a thing, but not doing anything with it. Okay, yeah. Still meant to get rid of it, but... Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. I might also, even just for clarity, rename this to just mouse vertical. And mouse horizontal, just because... Just to have naming stuff be consistent, I guess. Okay, so. I think before I go any further, one easy thing to fix is going to be this clamping up-down thing, because now this is a lot different than it used to be. Oh, hold on. If I'm clicked out of the game, that's fine. This is just going to be between negative... Why do you... Oh, because it's clamping to negative 10 because the code is telling it to do that. Negative... I think I want to be able to look basically straight up. So negative, like, 45 or something, and then positive... You're also clamping to numbers you shouldn't be. But if I like, because now the only things I'm having to clamp is that number that goes, you know, it's 0 up to whatever and then negative to whatever. This 180 stuff doesn't matter. Like, we're not dealing with Euler angles in that same way as we once were, so that's fine. So this can just be a one line. This equals even max X turn, max vertical. Or, well, min, max, oops, max, like, vertical turn, whatever, I don't know, angle? I'd rather angle, I think, actually. Yep, just going for consistency. And names that make sense, I guess. Min vertical angle, max vertical angle, okay, yeah, just clamp between min that and max that, and then I can just make the numbers more better. Do I want to make this like negative something? Nah. Like I can make it negative here so that the variable can be positive, but... Oh, hold on, let me just rename this way. Okay. Back up here. And then I gotta figure out why it's like turning in this weird way. I kind of know. I have ideas. We'll get to that. Anyway, so now I should be able to... Not that number. This number should be able to go down to... oh, wait, I gotta now... Well, I guess negative 85 is technically what I... Well, like, yes, I guess, but, yeah. And then 45 is not... Don't I just go 85 and 85? Let's go 80 and negative 80, I guess. Something like that is the... highest and lowest. And, you know, I can change that. It's, yeah, good enough for now. Negative 80 and... 80, and also this is like I need to rearrange the variables now, or I'll just be able to see what's going on. Put the turn speeds together, put the controller things together, and just in case I copy and paste scripts again, let me just have these defaults match what I happen to have. This horizontal input, why are you capital? Why are you that way? I think these were both off. Oops. Hold on. That equals false. And then this equals false. Rename you to that. Okay. And you know, just as well, just to say, potentially save me time later, I'm just gonna, yeah, make those like that. Min, da, ba, da, da. These are private variables. Put them together. I guess I might not even need. Well, I guess I add that amount and then I potentially multiply it, like make it negative or whatever. Yeah, okay, fine, we'll leave it like that. Sure, okay. Negative 80, 80, false, blah, and then, okay, I guess put these back together like so. Have all me public variables and then followed by all me private variables. Where was the inverting stuff was here. The angles, something like that hopefully is fine. I'm actually gonna, I don't know, lump these together. All this stuff and then all this stuff. We'll see. We'll see if eventually long term if I rip some of this out into different functions, but for now, that should work. Oh, yeah, okay, it'd be worth doing this now because so we made these changes and hopefully this should all work and stuff. I would like to, well, at some point we're going to deal with going back to smoothing out. At some point we are going to get back to smoothing out the camera rotational issues that's having. I would like to put at least a temporary boolean around this and the camera input, like mouse stuff, and the zoom here, just so I can quickly like toggle them on and off. And we're gonna put this at the top. Public bool temp disable mouse, even if it's also right stick mouse is whatever. Mouse turning, I don't know. I don't need to define the default as false, but whatever. And then also temp disable zoom or something. I don't know. And then if blarg and then blarg and then blarg and then down. Hey, we actually made a new if statement. Whoa, that took long enough. And then down here, same deal. Oh, I just realized that it's gonna mess with the this. And hey, this thing goes to 2. Did I actually press it? I did. Yeah, okay. I mean, okay, fine. We'll just make this. Can't they just that now? Whatever. Nope. If this doesn't run, I need this to spit out the max distance. Whatever, it'll be 8. It's fine. It's a temporary thing anyway. 8 is the maximum. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So just a hey, whoa, look, and it's wait. No, if disabled the other way around. Hold on. Yeah, I want it to be false. Yes, I want to flip. Okay, now work. Okay, and then zooming should do zooming things. Good enough. Okay. Good starting point. Next thing of why is the turning doing this? I vaguely know why. It's the speed of the lerping that has to do with the camera turning to face the player, I think, versus the code that's dealing with turning the speeds, like, you know, turning the angles there, are at odds with each other, I think. Is it really the case that if I... Here, I can do at least one thing to just separate this from being a problem with the mouse, and that if, while in here, if I go 180, it does take time to turn, which, like, okay, this might be a tough thing to crack. Like, I get why it's doing that because I want smoothing on the camera turning. I might have to split up some of it. So that's not affecting... There's this bit of smoothing that happens on the camera following, like, the starting point of the camera going where the player is. Obviously, this isn't this bit because the player ain't moving. If I skip through this ain't running because the player's not turning. This is based on if we're moving. This is the turning bit. It's down here when we're actually applying this and then turning this and then actually move out camera. No zooming's happening. It is this bit. I really that 500. Oh, because I did a funky thing there. Yeah. Let me temporarily set this to be exactly the rotation that it needs to be. Take out the smoothing for a moment, just to confirm that I believe that's the bit that's doing that. I don't have a great fix on that, though. I want smoothing for some things, but not for that. So I guess if I just turn on this, then... Well, yes. Well, I mean, if it's working... Oh, also, right at the mouse is here. We have a whole... Actually, I forget where that is. There's something somewhere that has a Boolean to... on whether or not the camera... Or whether or not the mouse gets hidden. I think... Is that on, like, the pause menu? You like don't want mouse. Oh, there it is. Oh, if I turn it off mid-game, it maybe doesn't work? I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Ignore the mouse. Also, when we go to midair, none of the mouse movement stuff is currently applying. That should be an easy just copy-paste to fix that. Or something that should be outside of the if statement, instead of only being there once. But, you know, we'll get there. I gotta make sure that with my mouse, you know, going off to the side, that I don't accidentally, like, press any bad OBS buttons that, you know, don't accidentally end the stream or whatever. I'll be careful on that, hopefully. So, my issue with this, I mean, right now it's fine. Well, I mean, kind of. If I do this, if I'm... The code that is smoothing turning for if the camera turns because of mouse input. The smoothing on that is currently the same. It's all bundled together with the smoothing that happens when we turn because of slopes. And this is more jarring than I would like it to be. Obviously, I think this should be smooth. We're doing this. I was actually doing a loop there is actually pretty smooth because we're going off, you know, a nice incline. Oh, that ain't so nice. If I do this very quick, whoa, actually, I'll be honest, smoother than I thought it would be. I also might also increase the mouse turning speed because, yeah, I should be able to, yeah. Well, I guess it kind of. I think it should be higher from what it is right now. Is there some smoothing happening? That's. Or am I mistaken? I think there's some extra other smoothing that's happening somewhere. Oh, hey, pause menu that we haven't seen in a while because, yeah. Hold on. Oh, I do have some smoothing here. That's what's doing that. Okay, let me just, as an extra thing. It's hard to have the polish that we want, but also having things be snappy. Okay, if I... Hold on, let me just... We will lock the mouse for now. I am going to have the mouse stuff be happening, and I'm going to up the... This would be the horizontal turn speed now. I don't know, 5, and this also, I don't know, maybe 4 or something. Oh, why is that so choppy? Am I crazy, or is that... Oh, no, wait, 100%. Why? Without smoothing, it's really doing that? Oh, I also didn't even pay attention. Is the camera turning the way I think it should be turning based on the way I'm moving the mouse? Like, does this need inversions? I think the X might want to be inverted for... Like, right now, if I move it this way, it's... Yeah, I think it might actually want to be inverted. I'm going to quickly do that as a separate thing. Hold on. I want the Boolean for inverting. I want both them being false to be my personal default, and then flipping them positive being the reverse of that. Oh, not there. This. I will have to see if... I haven't done anything with the key, the controller input yet, but I guess we'll kind of do one at a time. Okay, yeah, that's, yeah, more the direction that I want for the things. Now, why are you this? How can I... Huh. Like, I'm actually not sure why it's this snappy. I'm thinking, well, it would have to do with, like, adding a lot to the horizontal angle in one frame. This is, okay, so, I mean, this is running in fixed update, like, that's a thing, but, and I thought I raised the physics time step enough that I wouldn't think I would see that as being an issue. Because I'm not noticing the player movement being, well, I mean, okay, when it's like, this is jittery. This is part of the problem having this in late update is this, and I don't have a great solution for this. I've heard one potential solution is to, change the player rigid body to be interpolate, and it almost looks like it works, but when you go at high speeds, and this, like, which my player will be going at high speeds, and this, like, breaks apart, so I went back on that and just left this being in fixed update, because it better for my purposes, and I upped the physics frame rate. That shouldn't be as much. I don't think it should be as jarring as it seems to currently be, and I don't know why it is. Most horizontal times that. I mean, the turning because of this should be a lot, and yet it's not. Like, this isn't jittery. And yet this is turning slower than that, and it is. Oh, let me just real quick to just to further debug this. I didn't think that this would have issues, but you know, here we are. If I temporarily turn off, you know, turn vertical speed to 0, then I know for sure I'm just looking at the horizontal speed. And yeah, why is it so jittery? I'm not experiencing actual, like, frame rate drops, am I? No, look at that amazing, glorious 200 FPS. Weird. Let me look into this further. I don't have any... This time, that time scale should be 1, so that shouldn't be affecting anything. Taking this, this should be nothing. Taking whatever that is. Is it, I'm not sure exactly. Like, I see a thing I can do is smoothing, but that didn't seem good. I want more exact mouse movement. And I had that before, I thought. I don't know why it's being so weird now with this. Weird. I mean, well, okay, hold on, let me remind myself. What do I currently have the fixed time step set to? I didn't think that that would be a thing making a significant difference right now. Physics time step is... Oh, I forgot that I increased global gravity a little bit, yeah. Not that the player is using it because the player, you know, gonna be sticking to walls and stuff, so it kind of has their own custom gravity going on right now. What am I looking at? Where is... physics time step is that here? I forget where that's actually buried under. Where? I like that. I could hypothetically, as just a test, this is a bad thing to do, but just to rule out possibilities. If I do this, theoretically, fixed update, I guess, is then running as often as normal update, to my understanding. No, it wouldn't be. No, sorry, that's not how that works. Players moving slow. I thought I was trying to have even the physics time step thing be frame rate independent. I remember attempting to do that at one point, but I guess didn't quite do that so well. Oh, time is its own thing. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fixed time step is this. Oh, this is like, is this 50 frames per second? I had a calculator at my desk. I don't know where it's gone. Actually, it's across my room, but whatever, it's fine. Use use a digital calculator here. 1 divided by 50, is that? No. Where does that 1.33 come from exactly? I don't exactly remember. It's not 1 by, oh, maybe, is it 1 divided by 60? Is that, this is even faster than 1 over 60. What are you? Oh, if I times it by, well, Or, well, no, there's not. I can't, is it 1 divided by... Surely I didn't make it 90, did I? No. 1 divided by 70? No. 1 divided by 80? Did I do 75? Why did I choose that? Why did I choose 75? I know I want my game to be a bit more of a physicsy game. I don't want to mess with this now, because it might throw off physics stuff, and I don't want to have to recalculate stuff. But, so in theory, the camera should be turning at, 50, or the camera should be turning at, 75 frames per second. That shouldn't have that jitter, right? One thing I can try real quick, I want the stuff that's actually moving, like most of this camera code to be here. I'm curious if I can get away with specifically just exclusively having the camera input stuff here. This adds, and then that should actually, that part specifically can be extracted, and if it can be extracted like that, then maybe it could run on its own whole code. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, question answered. Is it still, is it slightly jittery, or am I crazy? Just like, maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine. I'm unsure. Either way, it's significantly better, and I don't know what the deal is with that, but okay, that's obviously still not good. Obviously, we're getting there. And there's the instant snapping of hitting the ground and going in midair. But wait, I'm sorry. Wait, I was turning the. Oh, I just realized. Oh, I didn't put that together. That right up until 2 seconds ago, the camera code didn't work in up until a couple seconds ago. This is now running here and here, which I guess is fine for now. I don't know if that's gonna be fine in the long term, and if it's not, then this will have its own, like, if we're not in whatever state here. But for now, that should be fine. The zoom code. Nah, I guess actually let me just, because this will take 2 seconds to do. I think I can get away with real quickly pasting this right before this step. Now the in midair camera can have the zooming, but I can't extract that because it needs to be sandwiched between 2 bits of code that are actually contextually meta. Anyways, okay, so progress, I guess, kind of, sort of, in a way. Oh boy. This is a problem though. So how can I get a new problem I didn't think I'd be having? I thought that the heading the camera turning with the mouse and the zoom stuff would be not that bad, and then we'd be moving on back to just normal debugging the rest of the stuff. But and the cookie crumbles. We've got this weird issue. The camera issue is a thing. There's a weird issue that happens sometimes when I move and stop input. The player sometimes just like turns like that, which is an issue that shouldn't be happening, but it does. And I think some of that might also be affecting some of the code that's making that happen. I think might be also affecting some of the camera stuff when it snaps from mid-air camera to ground camera and whips around, maybe, or it could be completely unrelated. I don't fully know. If I knew, then it would be solved. Okay. Also just to confirm, like, we do have like the turning camera with this and the extra mouse turning on top of that. Oh, that's the mouse camera, and that looks a bit funky. Oh, also up down camera, that is working as it should. Going down and having it zoom in with the ground, that's good that's working as intended. Let me test. That is funkier than I'd like it to be. Turning the camera with the mouse in midair. I don't want it to be too disorienting. Oh, right, that's a thing. Right now the midair camera isn't using the vertical angle stuff at all, and it maybe should be, because otherwise then we hit that, and then, yeah, that's partially affecting the snapping. Actually, can I... Was this having problems? This might have been problems I was in the middle of trying to fix at one point, but let me just... Oh, this is this... Wait. Where are you using the... What? Oh, wait, is it... I thought it was using the horizontal angle, at least. Oh, no, it is here. Yeah. But it's using it in a very different way. I'm just looking if there's a way I can real quick get the vertical camera stuff involved. If I just angle it based on the negative player dot up, maybe? Hold on. Where was it? So over here, new camera direction, and then we lerp towards it, equal. So, get the angle between the horizontal angle and negative player dot forward times project on plane. Player be at velocity at normalize, player dot forward. So if we have velocity, look at the direction of the velocity. Compare that to player dot forward. That should be like a 90-degree thing. God, quaternion math is weird. I don't remember exactly why the calculations are this way, but I trust that it works. Sorry, what was then? This was. So I want to turn. I do the angle axis between the angle that I care about and player dot right. The axis to turn on. That was it. Oh, this was about getting the axis. Oh, sorry. This was a project on plane. Yeah, project on plane. The velocity onto player dot forward, so it's on that way. This is defining an up, which is the up based on okay, got that bit, and then from on this axis get oh sorry, no, this is an angle between this and this. Oh, okay, right, yeah, angle of the horizontal angle, whatever that is, relative to negative player dot forward, which is pointing down. Going around. Okay, I remember why I did that that way. Okay. So I paste this in here. Then this then equals have it rotate with the vertical angle based on is player dot right gonna be the correct direction? I think it actually might be. Or it might be negative applied. Let me just see if that kinda. It's a little bit better. Obviously, still far from perfect, but it is. Yeah, no, I can sort of look up and down. It is more disorienting than I would like it to be, which isn't good. Yeah, that'd be funky for sure. Oh wait, no. Oh, I just realized. Okay, well, part of that funkiness is that the midair camera is having the turning issues that. The snap turn issues that we disabled on the ground camera that are still a thing we have to fix. So while I'm figuring that out, I will really quickly just to see if I do this. Was that the only thing I need to lerp? I guess then there was this as well. Just temporarily. Actually, well, this bit's the same. I'm just gonna actually copy that out of here. And then, even this bit's the same, actually. Hold on, yep. I mean, I don't need to define that in there. It's fine out here. And then, just a little bit less that I'm having to copy around and whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Take that, do the things. Then temporarily, though, I want to just... we'll see how temporary this actually ends up being. Have that instant snap turn, which makes the it'll be jarring initially. Let me just see. Then at this point, oh well, it's still right. The whole point of this camera is you need to be able to there's like two things. You need to easily tell where you are in midair relative to other things. That's thing number one that's important. But then sort of steering in midair needs to be important. If you can't tell where you are and where you're going in midair, then, this whole system kind of falls apart. And there's I'd say two different types of being in midair. There's the going off at funky angles like this where you're turning all around and now you're facing the ground like that. And then there's the very mild oh hey, I went off a slight ramp. you know, don't have the camera completely freak out. But even like going to this, like obviously this right there, all that is bad. That needs to be a very like, you know, normal, smooth camera experience. And right now it's not those things. And that's what we gotta really hammer out. And there's so many little nuances to it, and just making a good camera system that works in all these scenarios. I know some games can like have different camera controls that you force in different camera scenarios. Like, you know, in a 2D or in a 3D platform, sometimes you'll get an area with a wall jump, and the camera will forcefully like move and like be in a fixed position so that you can, you know, do the wall jump and stuff like that. And hypothetically, I could have some things like that in my game, but I want, before I even consider that, I want just the default normal roaming around camera without any special rules to be pretty good and functional on its own without needing extra stuff to like extra control it. Oh, there's also even stuff like this, little bumps in the road that like shouldn't make the camera freak out this much, but finding the difference between the fact that I need the camera to turn when you're going up to loop-de-loops versus a small bump like this that I don't know if the camera should turn at all. Like, this is a very, like, if I want to do it based on an angle check of, oh, you know, if it's only like a 10-degree angle, then whatever. But this is a pretty significant angle. If we don't turn for this, then going up this, you'd be like, oh, not turning, and then suddenly we turn a lot, and that might be also jarring in its own way. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Lot of issues that are tricky to solve. I think well, we have issues both on the ground and in midair, and like to what degree I should kind of tackle them separately. Of just make ground camera work perfectly and flawlessly, and then deal with the midair stuff. Like I could try to do that, but then as soon as I try to do midair stuff, then I might, you know, break how the ground camera is supposed to you know, work and transition into it. Cameras are hard. Cameras are very hard, especially because I want this whole going up walls and, you know, not having everything break when then you fly off. And then, I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth on what I... Like, ground camera, I can kind of see in my head, like, what I want this to look like, you know, when it's good and smooth. The mid-air camera, I'm less sure of. What would be the best for... other than, I mean, obvious things, you know, not instantly snapping. Camera should be smooth. There's that, obviously. But just for navigation, to be able to tell where you are and turn good in midair and tell where you're going. I don't know. It's still to be figured out. But I don't want to keep the camera, you know, facing down. I want the camera to turn to some degree when you're on walls and stuff, because I want to be able to hypothetically, you know, actually, I haven't messed with this test level in a while. I want to just, I'm gonna make a quick addition based on a thing that I'm, you know, in the middle of saying. Hold on. If I take this and no, you're turned by default. Bad example. I need a block that's not. You know, we're gonna steal this and turn you 90 degrees. Nope. Hold on. Like. You know what? Yeah, something like that, and then just real quick, just blah and blah and blah. I want to hypothetically, with enough speed, be able to launch off of this wall and then fly through, like fly upwards and then hit this and then be able to be going along the ceiling, hypothetically. I'm gonna make this, nope, too wide on that, yeah. And then up more. This is a little bit of a funky thing, but once just the basic scenarios are more working, there's a more advanced scenario, I want to build more like specific scenarios like this that I want to make sure that all the code supports. Oh, there I go right through it. Hold on, let me, like that makes sense that I go straight up and off of that, so I guess we're gonna put it like that, and because this will be useful for building real levels to see, okay, what is and isn't possible, what do I want to be possible, what do I want to not be possible, all that stuff. So like, you know, the additional thing I said of eventually when you stop moving you'll fall, that will eventually be a thing. It's so much easier to test when it's not a thing, but if I don't stop moving, I want to be hypothetically able to go like, yeah, wah. Ignore that turn on the end there, I guess. But if I just, you know, from here, the point I'm trying to get at is, I don't want flying through the air to force the camera to face global up or whatever, because if I'm flying towards that, I want to, you know, have it be other way around, I guess. Be through the air where I'm, yeah, like facing it essentially, and then land on it and then be going. And this is also an interesting other example of then going on a turn like this, and now I'm going towards the ground. Also interesting. Anyway, but then also I can do, ooh, it is flying through the air. That right there is something I don't know how I'm gonna get to be as polished as it should be. It's just when you go off at a high speed and like, okay, where do I end up? Somehow I was there and I ended up here, and that doesn't, I don't know how correct that is. Now, to one degree, I mean, it's common in 3D platformer games. When you're in midair, you can move around a lot. I could, if I really wanted to, you know, cease movement when you're, or cease input when you're in midair, and you just go where you are going, and that would, to some degree, solve some of my problems, because, I mean, this arc makes sense of being there and landing here. But I want some amount of, yeah, air control. Okay, I'm gonna chill here while last video re-uploads because I goofed and didn't notice a mistake until after starting the next vid. Oh no, I've had that happen. Yeah, that's not fun. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So, but yeah, cool that you at least, yeah, finished that, yeah, one of, dem videos, and, yeah, cool. I don't know if you heard the rambling I was just doing about my camera issues and how things should behave, and some things I have an idea of how things should behave, and other things I'm still on the fence on. I mean, obviously, this, or, like, we turned off some of the smoothing that happens, so that right now there's a lot of funky snapping that happens that, you know, is not good, and will not be the case soon, hopefully, but we're working on it. We do have back up and running, though, mouse input with camera, and actually, I haven't tested it before now. I should probably actually do that. Let me just double check. Does controller turning work? It does. The it's slower, but so I can speed that up, but it is technically working. Oh, I gotta decide what directions do I want to be what. So on mouse, I move mouse left, it go that way. I move mouse up, it be that way. And you know, I'm gonna have the options to invert them, but by default, what do I want? I mean, right now, well, okay, I think I'm gonna invert the horizontal and keep the vertical as it is. So, which is funny because I did the same thing on the mouse input, which means I think I'm actually gonna just, is there an easy way I can just, well, I mean, I can go, put a negative on this whole thing, I guess, but, yeah. Yeah, sure. I guess maybe something like that, or I could just make it negative somewhere else. Negative horizontal speed, nah. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that should be. Yeah, okay. That both, like, it feels immediately better because it's how it controlled before, actually, on the old camera. The directions are kind of inverted. So that more makes sense. And I think I'm fine with this speed for now. I can always change it. How does this behave in midair? Woo! This, like, I also, like, okay, yeah, the midair camera, I'm also not sure how that should exactly behave. I think we're gonna get, so I made this whole underwater mode. Let me actually activate that. Hey, I see that, and yes, I can flurp. Right now, slurp is being a big issue at the moment, because that's some of what's not going right. Well, that's a normal lerp function. We commented out some of the, I guess mainly, oh yeah, some of the slurping around here, that's just doing stuff that's being funky. Well, it's actually, well, yeah, sort of. A lot of little issues. What was I just about to test? Oh, I wanted to put the player in underwater mode over here and here, and does this work? Might actually be, we're gonna find out. Bam, and is this gonna, yeah, so like this underwater mode is essentially being in permanent midair mode without gravity, and that's why I made it like this. is helpful for testing the midair camera. And it's actually, like, when we're moving slow and not turning that much, like, I can navigate this very easily. Like, I have a sense of where I am and what's going on or whatever. No, well, turning the camera like this, though. Well, okay, this... Yeah, that's funkier. I don't think I want to just turn off camera turning. I do have code that's, like, fighting it. I see that. If I turn this way, which I think I want that. I think I do? Oh, it's only affecting the up, down. Oh, that I less want. I'd rather it should be affecting both in midair. Yeah. That's funky. Yeah, okay. That's at least one thing yeah, I'm just gonna do real quick. Hold on. Midair and underwater camera. Where's the part that it messes with horizontal angle? Here and there. Then it takes the vertical angle here. I think I want to just do this, but on vertical angle. Is that right? It says horizontal correction speed. Right now, they're just going to be one and the same. I don't know if that's going to do the behavior that I think that I want it to do, but I'm going to... Oh, no. Wait. Why is... Oh, no. What? This is... Wait. Okay, we have a bug that I thought was long gone. Oh, no. I thought that we mapped direction... I thought that we do map input. Right now, is force really being applied that way? That if we look straight on, we move slightly faster than when we're looking down? Oh my god, it is. How long has that been a thing? That's an old bug. That's, like, meant to be long gone. And when we rebuilt the player, I guess it makes sense that it reintroduced itself in some way. But, okay, we're gonna fix that at some point. But, before we get to that, I just want to test this. Is this... It didn't work at all. Alright, well, why? I thought it was... What? I did save a decode. Hold on, I copied kind of blindly. I guess I should actually recode. That'd be the smart thing. So it is between here and here. We take the horizontal angle and we... Oh, the velocity.x. .y instead. Yeah. And then... Ooh, I just realized that delta time shouldn't be here this way. They should be... Oh, is that what's causing some of the jitter that I was having before? Possibly. Yeah, maybe. Either way, yeah, these should all be fixed delta time. Yeah. Whoops. All of it. Blah, 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 blah. And there. I guess. This part doesn't do any frame dependent stuff, which I don't know if it should be. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. Probably. Maybe. Possibly. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Did I get them all? Possibly. Probably. Okay. So this, the X, Y. All right. We're gonna see if that just works. Go. Oh, so then it recompiles, and then back into it. Okay. We also haven't visited momentum in a while. In that, like, that's this whole other separate potential issue. Is that it's supposed to be a system that, like, some feeling of momentum as you're moving around. You're moving for a while in a direction, then, you know, momentum, do momentum things. Oh, this isn't. Oh. Wait, why is... It looks like the horizontal one is messing up. What? Oh, no, that's not supposed to happen. Why? And why does it seem like it's affecting the horizontal part of this? Why is... Oh, because oh, no, I'm a fool. Why did I think that was... I'm just realizing that there's a couple bits of the camera code that I've written, assuming the camera would, you know, stay facing that direction, forgetting that we would be offsetting it with, Forgetting that we would be offsetting it with the whole, the mouse inputs. This code is looking at the camera and then sandwiching out the X and Y velocity when it shouldn't be doing that. So instead of this transform, can I? Oh no. Oh no. How do I? Can I use the player's? No. Do I have to make a new transform that's the imagined camera position if all the rotations were 0 and then transform based off of that? But if they were all 0, then the camera wouldn't, then it wouldn't be moving. No, that doesn't, oh no. Or when we're in midair, I can't, I don't want to in midair clamp. Oh no. Hold on. I don't have a good solution to this. I'm trying to think of so like okay. So I don't, if I'm not explaining the problem. Well, this might be a problem I might come back to. There's like a lot, so many little issues with everything. How high priority that particular issue is, someone will come back to. Okay, if I hold on, let me get back to normal. Wait, no, wait. Oh, wait. Even. Oh, wait. Okay, my thought of what the problem was might not be as correct as I thought, because. No, because wait, that should be. Wait, I might not be as correct as I thought, because that what if we were behind the camera? Oh, because I changed the wrong one. Oh, okay. So. This should half solve the issue. This is, I believe this is not going to completely solve it. When we turn the camera more than 180 degrees past the player, then I think problems will happen. Okay. So to start, this is fine. Okay. Hypothetically, but I believe I get past 180. Oh wait. Is problem I thought was going to be a thing not actually going to be a thing? Wait, how though? Because I take the camera's position before I actually rotate it? Or... No, I do, based on transform. Okay, I thought that if I did it this... I thought that if I was on this side of the player, it would, like, turn into the wheel. You know, to be, like, to try to be this way. And I'd have to, like, flip it somehow. It's not doing that. Never mind. Okay, I was getting... Okay, so the problem... What I thought was the problem was not actually the problem. And then after I solved this, I thought... Or then have... an additional problem that was going to be the initial problem I thought was going to be the case, that I didn't have a good solution for. I thought it was going to be a huge pain, but it turns out that problem is non-existent, and I don't fully understand why, but we're going to take it, and that's going to be fine for us. Yeah, booyah. Okay, so underwater, hypothetical underwater camera, which, I said this before, I'll say it again. Animation-wise, when we're underwater, I want the unicycle to kind of turn into a propeller sort of thing, so that this current angle, like, makes sense. That just, you know, right now it doesn't have any of the polish that would imply that, but it'll eventually be there. Same with, well, for flying through the air, it's not going to turn into a propeller thing. I guess it hypothetically could, maybe to, like, act, instead of underwater propeller, more like fan, it's giving you that slightly bit more moving forward, going through the air or something, but nah. I more just want that, like, the player, the human part of this is, like, turned to ground, like, grabbing onto the unicycle for dear life as it's flying through the air in an arc. That's the more animation-y what I want here that will have happen eventually, but not just yet. We ain't at that point. Okay, so that's one issue fixed, I guess. Not the highest priority issue, but it's one of them. Okay, so I think the next thing I should tackle that I've been putting off is, how do I best okay, this is an issue where, or this is a problem where 2 bits of code are at odds with each other, where either I can have thing A working and then If thing A is working and thing B is broken, or thing B is working and thing A is broken, getting both of them to work at the same time is currently an issue. Right now, when we're going up slopes, you see how it's being all very snappy? We had this working earlier, and it's just a matter of uncommenting this code here, but then this breaks other stuff that you'll see in a second. Just if magically it's fixed, that'd be funny. But well, hey, look, it's wait. I thought that was the code that did that. Maybe that wasn't the code. Maybe the other code I had to uncomment. But that makes this be a problem of when the camera's turning. Oh no, the thing I uncommented means that when I do this, there's some smoothing between the two. Some of the smoothing in the rotation that happens. But I thought that's what also dealt with the curving on slopes. If that's not the code that does that, what is? It's not the mid-air version. So this is the mid-air version of it. That shouldn't be it. I also actually might be good to actually get rid of some of this code now. Except in midair, would he ever repeat around 180 degrees? I guess that doesn't matter if we do. It'll correct itself when we're on the ground. I'm like, I'm afraid to delete this and then potentially need it. But I think because we replaced it with this, these things should be fine being gone, but not this bit or this bit. This bit's also up in the air. Whether or not, if we need the last player facing direction in here, which currently we don't, and that's an easy thing to re-add because it's the parallel to this. Anyway, okay. Is it really this bit that is the lerping that affects that? Huh. Okay, well, we got more smoothing, but okay, oh, well, that is doing that, huh? So what happens if I leave in this and I comment out this to be this? This might not have the results that I expect. I think they may have. Let's find out. What? Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's not as fixed as I thought it was. Okay, never mind. For a second, I thought I was getting best of both worlds for free, kind of, but, no. Both of those two lerp bits affect this being snappy. Having either of them off, or having the one of them affects, the camera turning properly. And there's a bit of lerping on this. If I turn this and I let go, there's like a tiny bit of the camera turning extra. Rather than it being instant. Yeah. I also just realized that the pause button on here does not pause the game. That will need to do that at some point. Architect Ed, hi, hello! The camera is snapping. Yeah, it's having... welcome to the amalgamation that is our camera code and all the different issues that it's having. It's getting there to being better, but it is far from it. It's like conceptually a lot of the pieces that we want are there. There's still a lot that's broken, to be frank. And there's some parts where it's like, if I comment out some code, then one thing works and another thing breaks. So we're going back and forth between some of the parts that smooth out some of the camera turning, where we're commenting out and uncommenting and all that, and yeah. So all of what's happening here, like, ideally should be perfectly smooth. There should be no jarring camera snaps. But, you know, where there are jarring camera snaps, that means the code is not working as it should. And there's extra stuff that happens. You see, this shouldn't happen. We uncomment if we put back in the code that fixes this, it makes the code that when we go up slopes, extra snappy, because right now they're more entangled than they should be. Also zooming is a thing we now have. Well, we had it before, and then we didn't have it, and now we have it again. So there's that. Yeah, this is hard. This is complicated. And so many issues arising. Slurp is spherical lerp. Indeed it is. Spherical linear interpolation. Or, I don't actually know if it's meant to be just spherical interpolation or spherical linear interpolation, which seems weird to have both. Unless you're saying it's like you're, in a spherical manner, you're linearly interpolating along a sphere, maybe? I don't know if that's how that's meant to be, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's... Yeah, we are using some of those, some slurps and lerps and, or S-lerps, or however you want to pronounce it, around here. But, yeah, things be funky, that's for sure. We're getting there. Yeah, both the stuff with the camera and even the player itself is very far from done as well. Both in terms of, like, lots of polish and just, I'm still not 100% decided on the mid-air movement that's currently how it is, but I need the camera to be a lot better before I do more fine-tuning on that. We're also missing some core things of the player, like if we're on a wall and we stop, we should fall off of the wall. That's not there yet. It will be. More of a feeling of momentum that there kind of used to be, and we sort of took out temporarily while we've been fixing everything that's broken. Going downhill should have way more of a boost of speed because gravity. Right now, there's a lot more like... The player doesn't really have, you know, gravity. Player has their own gravity to, you know, stick to walls or whatever. There should be, you know, if you go downhill, you go faster as gravity do. It's, yeah, a lot of little things. We're getting there. We'll figure it out. Okay, so, but just to cut all these big problems into smaller problems and deal with them one at a time. Next thing I would like to just, well, the thing I was talking about moments ago that I'd like to fix is having the camera smoothly turn for slopes like this and have the camera rotate from mouse input. And right now, as I just said, those two systems are fighting each other, so I want to get them both to work at the same time. So, have some camera orbit code that actually seems to be working too well. Interesting. Fun. Funky. Yeah, cool. Cool. The way that I'm programming this camera currently is a different way the way I haven't really programmed cameras before. That's so far working well for me. Although, like, my camera is extra complicated. It needs to be extra complicated for my game because of the whole going up walls and stuff. And then going in midair and having a kind of a different camera system for that, and needing those two systems to, like, transition between each other nicely. If this game was just flat, or you go up slopes and, you know, the camera stayed flat, if that was the thing for the whole game, which, I mean, it used to be and whatever, then this camera system would not need to be nearly as complicated. But I decided that I wanted to do cool loop-de-loops and stuff and be able to fly off and land on other things, and I really want to make that happen because it'll be very, very cool when it's working. Even just the small example of, like, going off a ramp like this to wall running along this, and, well, I mean, right now this doesn't have a purpose, but, you know, if there was a gap here and you can't clear the gap from just this, you know, if that was a longer wall. This is not this is not a great test area for that scenario I'm trying to describe, but whatever. Or going up a wall like this and then flying through the air and landing on this and going along it with speed, with the thing of if you stop you fall, so you'd have to be going forward at all times. But then also having some magnet walls in there. And the additional thing of hazards will eventually exist. Well, sorry, hazards exist back in our other test level stuff, and we have a few different types of hazards. Hazards will eventually exist in here. This game will not just be a skateboard arena. You will be, you know, going along around here and, whoa, dodge a cannonball, and, like, whoa, weave around some stuff. Wow. Yeah, it's not just move, it's move and also dodge stiff. Oh no, things coming at me. Let me go over here and, I don't know, dodge something along the floor or something. Oh, that'd be cool. Going on walls to temporarily escape, like, electric-y floors and stuff. That'd be cool. Yeah, so, and even, like, here, upside down, like, whoa, I'm weaving around stuff, right? So, want all of that to work, and thus, game be complicated, physics be complicated, camera be complicated. But we will get there. I feel like we're getting closer. It's just lots of little issues that I am trying to, figure out. Okay, so the thing that I immediately said is that, you know, this. Getting this to work with this. How do we do that? So, camera be wacky on camera angles. Yeah, indeed. In every action. Yeah, all of it be funky. Okay, so, okay, so the relevant code is from here to here, as I said. This is our ground code, and we have our mid-air code difference. It's split up right now. There's some shared code that might eventually be put together in some common functions, but not right now. Okay, so the code in question that in theory is relevant, the position of the camera is fine, of like the camera's starting position that it zooms out from is fine. This stuff that messes with the horizontal angle is fine in theory. Both these things are not the problem. Well, okay, well, sort of. Where's the mouse input part? Oh, wait, that's here. Right. Oh, yes, well, okay. Yes. So, hold on. Okay. The bit that controls the camera turning because of the mouse, I want to be instant snapping. So in theory, if I want to keep the system as is and not completely rewrite it or whatever, that means that the change in camera rotation as a result of camera horizontal angle needs to be instant without a lerp. And vertical angle as well. They're a package deal. So these bits, so we take this new camera direction, it starts facing as if behind the player, and then rotates vertically, and then rotates horizontally. The order of this doesn't matter for how this works. And then we have this lerp here, because, well, okay, no, a bit like, oh, that's a problem. It might not be as much of a problem. I just have to lerp from a different place. If I do this, temporarily get rid of it, just to, okay, blah and blah. That will make this instantly go to this. This is a problem because the stuff here and here might not want to be instant. Sorry, this is fine. Just this bit. So I might want to add having a lerp bit thing for in this bit might need to do some lerping or whatever. Camera code on fixed update? Yes, because that is another problem that I don't have a good alternative for, and I've tried other options and haven't been able to get good results. So the player moves in fixed update because it's all physicsy. I know that normally you want physics code in fixed update, everything else in normal update. Sometimes you'll have camera stuff in late update. If I have, well, I guess I can just show by demonstration of things that I've done before that haven't seemed to be working good for me. If I put camera in late update, oh, hold on, let me, hold on, temporarily. Wait, why was that still doing that? Oh, so it's okay. I wasn't done with the changes I was making, but hold on. Let me just quickly break things to break other things so that I can show why. Oh, wait, why are you doing that now? Or no, okay. I know I was doing that, but okay, ignore that. Ignore something with it. So, this jitter, that's not good because the camera and the player are moving at different time steps, so that's not good. For my Googling way to potentially fix that, sometimes putting the camera in late update can fix this, sometimes it doesn't, I don't know. But potential option is taking the player and on their rigid body, setting interpolate to interpolate. And apparently this can, it can apparently kind of sometimes fix such jitter. I mean, for my case, it's not, because it seems for slow-moving physics objects, that fixes it, but for fast-moving physics things, it doesn't, and it messes with the physics of the player itself that I don't want. So there's like other small reasons, but that's like the big thing of like, I can't seem to get late update or normal update to not have the camera be all jittery. So for now, fixed update it goes, and might be something readdressed later on, but it works for now for me to just focus on other parts of the player. I did increase the physics time step of my game because So by default, oh, I think by default, Unity has the physics time step be 50 frames per second. I upped it to 75 because, one, it makes that camera smoother just for that. And then my game is going to be a very physicsy game. So I think my game, I'm more justified increasing the physics time step to have the performance of physicsy stuff beyond just the camera be better, in theory. Maybe. I have an idea. Ooh. Just release the game and sell the camera function as DLC later. Oh yeah, obviously that's the way. And well, that can mean a couple things. The camera starts here and you just go, and this is all you get. You have to just navigate and have all this be fine. Or the camera's completely off and then it's just a sound-based game. Yeah, anyway. So like, well, the funny thing is, in theory, this works. The idea of having a fixed camera like this sounds like cool for a gimmick for a part of a level. Like having some part of a level, it's like, oh, I don't know, there's security cameras or something. And like being from the angle of looking like a going back and forth security camera. Maybe not for a whole level, maybe for like a room of a level and you go to another room and then it becomes the next camera. That sounds awesome conceptually, but not for a whole game thing. That sounds cool for just like a, you know, a chunk of a level kind of thing. I would be totally down for doing that. And we're setting up some of the camera stuff that like should support like switching between those two hypothetical things. Sounds possible. One thing where this breaks apart right now is input remapping is yeah, see right now the input kind of breaks for going up this wall. It's all weird and being broken. Like that's a whole separate issue to fix that, but you know, easier conceptually to fix from the camera being at a static angle, maybe, but yeah, it's something we get to. PS1 game type fixed camera lol makes me think of Resident Evil. True, exactly. Yeah, I've never played any of the Resident Evil games. I will at some point, but I'd be interested in playing them. Just like right now, we've been going through all the Doom games in the last couple streams. We're on Final Doom right now, and soon we'll be on Doom 64, I guess. It'll be cool when we get to the actual modern ones, but after I finish through all the Doom games, I don't know if I'll pick another full series to go through every game on. I don't think that'd be Resident Evil immediately, but hypothetically, at some point, that could be such a thing. You know, we'll see. But anyway, I got camera code to fix first. Oh, I am getting a little bit low on time. We can go for a bit longer. We at least did some amount of stuff today. We got the zooming and the camera turning from mouse input functional, so that's good, and fixed some minor bugs. I'm hoping to find some time between now and next time I stream this to do more work behind the scenes and get the camera more functional, but gotta have time to do such things. Anyways, let's see if I can at least fix this issue that we're currently trying to mess with today, hypothetically. That would be great. So, what was I doing? Okay, the change from camera horizontal angle needs to apply, it needs to be instant for the camera turning to be instant. The bit that competes with that, okay, the zooming is fine with that. Actually move out the camera based on that. That's setting the position. The position is fine. It's the rotation that's the issue. Down here, then, this is a bit that basically deals with, you know, hypothetical camera that's on the player's head, calculate what way it should be facing, zoom out from that, and then finally actually like rotate the camera in a way that's also rotating like the Z stuff, you know, for like slopes and whatnot. Hypothetically, so splitting that up is then the tricky part. And especially also rotational quaternion maps sucks when I have to deal with it. Right now I just have this sort of look rotation thing is based on how we moved out, look at the player and oh, well, actually, hold on. Can I just, no. Okay, so okay, the funky thing with, I was about to be like, oh, can I just like the roll of the camera, have that be somehow separate calculations? The tricky part with that is that, so if we have a slope here and I go at it, like this is effectively just the Z part of the camera that's turning to make this happen, right? But not when we're facing it, then this is this moving up and down, and making both of that work is hypothetically tricky. And then, you know, there's also being at a weird funky angle. So I mean, we have the code that handles that, right? The code that would normally handle that is here. It's, we look at where the camera is, have it invisible straight line at the player's head, and do this look rotation thing of calculate a rotation that is looking at the player's head, effectively. And then it's up direction of basically, you know, the up of the camera being the ground normal. Ooh. Oh. No. No, well. So, okay, well. Hypothetically. Okay, I have a weird idea. I have an idea. Okay, hold on. So this direction we're using regardless. If I can split up, making the direction that ignores any sort of up amount, or have whatever the up amount was before, set that instantly, and then be like, okay, well, now here's what your rotation would be if you actually included that up information, and then lerp between those in some amalgamation that might maybe have the results that I want. Maybe. Hypothetically. We'll try it. It can at least solve part of our problem. Okay. Target direction, target rotation, hold on. Wait, what if I... No, separate idea is that I could potentially, this starting thing, this bit of the calculating the direction that the camera could be, this is the bit that effectively takes in the ground normal. I'm wondering if actually I could somehow store what it was last frame and lerp this bit to what it is this frame, but then have these bits be instant actions. That could be a thing. So two potential ideas, or ideas that might need to both be in conjunction with each other. Just deciding which... okay, we'll attempt this one first. Okay, so target direction, this dot normalized. How do I separate these? Something like do I need to actually save our up direction from last frame will just be transform.rotation.euler-angles.y in what we have now. Sorry, just transform.up. That don't need to go that deep with it. Hold on. If I do this, transform.this equals look rotation that has target rotation, but then this is just whatever transform.up was last frame. Don't worry about it. Which I don't know if that's gonna be fine or not. I guess we're gonna see. So I do that, and then on top of that, so just set this here, and then calculate this other target rotation that takes these into account, and then slurp to that? So I'm setting the rotation twice. Well, I mean, okay, technically, I don't need to do that way. I can go quaternion rotation without roll equals this. And then put this in here as the input to this. Weirdly enough. That's funky. That's very funky. I don't know if this is going to work, but... Quaternions are evil. They do not do what you want them to do. Whoa. Oh, no. Oh, that's bad. Oh. I mean, it's cool, but it's... How are you doing that? I mean, like... So, okay, just because it... Oh, it's not even fully working. I mean, okay, it's turning, like, a little bit, but not... Like, it's kind of cool, but not what I... Oh, oh, yeah, it's not even fully working. That's still... Because that is only affecting the... oh, no. Because this is still doing that based on that. I don't know. I don't know why a weird, like, kind of roll thing like that is happening that way, but oh well. This guy NZ, hi! Hello, hey buddy, how are you? Hello, hello! Welcome, yeah, welcome to the game that I'm working on. Yeah, for those who don't know, new guy NZ, person I raided, yesterday, last stream, and then raided one other time before some amount of streams ago. But yeah, hello, welcome to the stream. This is currently my very in progress game, very much, well, early state, but like, we have more functional than it looks, but we had to strip away so much to get to do all these player changes that we're doing. But we have this player that moves around. Ignore all the camera jittering. That's what we're actively working on right here, right now. That is going varying phases of working and not working. But yeah, basically, guy on unicycle, you ride around, you can do, you know, actually going up walls, having physics-y, momentum-y stuff that is still, like, in progress. Everything is, a lot of this is very much, you know, we're working on it. Have a, you know, kind of a pause menu like this. Is my other scenes functional at the moment? We will be getting them back to being functional. This is the framework that looks way more complicated than it actually is. Well, it is kind of complicated, but like, it also just looks cool in all these lines. That will eventually be our first real level. This isn't functional, is it? No, that is a big resounding no. This is our hub area that's also not gonna be functional. Yeah, player is just MIA. That's fine. Over here, this was an old but relevant text level or test level of wait, why is it, wait, where is oh no, okay, I was looking for the start of it. Yeah, so we have like I'll explain over there in a second, but this is the platform that ends up being the end of the level. It opens up and is like a giant spring that physically launches you back to the hub world and looks cool, but it's definitely not functional right now. Tight ropes, also not functional. Speed boost things, just hazards, you touch it, you take damage. Actually, in this game, you don't take damage as much as it just, like, spins you out Mario Kart style, and it slows you down for a couple seconds, and then you're, like, blinking. You could fall off the edge and respawn. That also happens. Power-ups that might eventually no longer be a thing. We'll see. Cannons that exist, and cannons can launch other things, or they can launch the player in, like, an arc, and that's pretty cool. Hazards, like electric grate things that you may notice are running outside of the editor, or like while I'm not in play mode. Very funky thing to set up, but it is cool. I can set up different patterns. Cannons that do shoot. I think I can go into play mode and the player's gonna be broken, but I can, what's with the, oh, I have yeah. Cannons, fireballs, looking very cool. Example of things that's actually like not completely just a placeholder thing. It's still a bit placeholder-y, but not completely. Fire, as I just, after doing this, wanted to mess around with more particle effect stuff that I haven't done very much particle effect stuff. And then moving platforms, a staple of any platformer. Getting our new player to be functional with this will be tricky. The old player was. Oh, hey, well, okay, player is there, but not functional. This is an invisible line that I might eventually get rid of, but debug-wise, I can see the arc of cannons. And then over here, thing that's not functional is the objectives of a level. These are the carnival rides that you're running around and dodging hazards to repair carnival rides, and yeah, well, these are the placeholders that will eventually be them. So imagine, you know, little Ferris wheel, little, you know, spinny egg scrambler thing. So these will have like, these were functional before, but little, you know, bars that like, you know, health bar things that are going down, you have to go up and fix them. Different types of levels are gonna behave a little bit differently. Like having different objectives. Actually, you can see up here, this is all the hypothetical ones we programmed so far. Different levels wouldn't have all 5, it would have like 1 or 2 or whatever, but like repair rides before they break for, you know, 2 minutes or whatever of just like, oh, that was breaking, go to fix that. Oh, that's breaking, go fix that. Oh, that's breaking, go fix that one. Having a simple like get to the end of the level objective, that's gonna be a thing for some levels. That's probably for like the tutorial level at the very least is gonna have this. So temporarily like get to a spinning cube as just a placeholder, like, oh, get to a place and it triggers ending the level, just to have that programming functional. Fix the blue rods before they break. So so these wouldn't happen at the same time, but like you could go into a level and it's like you go in, 10 things are breaking all at once. Go fix all of them before any of them, you know, they're all like basically having the same time for how long they all break. So like 10 things are breaking, go run around and fix them all. That's these. Having collectibles as a possible thing of like, oh, get the 5 things and then that's objective done. Well, this is then this version of repairing a ride is, well, fix the sign rides. These are rides without health bars of thing you have to fix, but it never goes down. And the earlier levels would hypothetically have this just to, you know, make it easier. Like you can't lose with these. Yeah. So yeah. All right. I'm gonna catch up on messages. I want to get out my rambling of stuff. He's in pain because of cameras. Yes, I am. We have been struggling a bit with this new player system for a while, but we're gonna get through it. Also, because I took a break from working on this game for a while. But yeah, we will. I will get through this. I am determined. Fully appreciate that too. Yeah, this looks super fun. Huh? Sweet. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, the bit I saw of your game before also looked very cool, and best of luck to you with working on that. And yeah, this thing is. It is very much an amalgamated mess right now. I look forward to when it's more functional again and I can actually, you know, go into play mode and show off cool things. Especially when we have an actual proper level set up that isn't just an amalgamation of, like, test stuff. Like, over here... Oh, yeah, some of this ain't functional. Oh, I think my lose screen just... I think my lose screen just tried to activate itself, but... Anyway, ignore these floating things in the air. This is part of the UI that's just not behaving right. But this is stuff in the hub world to, like, select the level to go into, hypothetically, and, was once functional. It does a cool thing where this text, like, goes and sticks to the screen and whatnot. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna get all that functional at some point. This, over here, this is the scene that was that. Yaha. Anyways, back to, this is old stuff. I think I mentioned to you before that this game started as a school project. This is what I submitted for that. It would have been this and this. That I have no plans for any of this to be part of the final game. The plans have changed since we had this, but hypothetically, well, yeah, this was a functional bit of thing that could be played at one point. I do still have the build somewhere. Yeah, this looks ugly. This was made in a very short, this whole area after this was done, this whole area was made in like a 24-hour span. Yeah, so it was throwing it together really quickly because I wanted like so this is like a bit of a test level. Oh, hey, there's the different things you can interact with all sprinkled about. For the sake of the project, I wanted to like make a more thorough tutorial of like, here's one thing, here's the next thing, here's the next thing. Just to kind of show off like, hey, programmically, like I did this and I did this. Yeah, I don't know. That is more for the school project thing. Not completely necessary, but I thought it helped. Oh, and then this was like the very simple hub of like, you press on this button, you go to the first thing, you press on this thing, you go to the second thing. Anyway, this was a separate... I remember this. This scene, I was just messing around with some programming stuff. Is this even so functional? I'm getting very distracted and should get back to the stuff I was doing, but didn't this have one cube? Oh, right. This was a thing I was messing around with to hypothetically save on performance for like background thing. Is that if I do this and this, hold on, this has nothing to do, oh wait, no, if I turn off those, if I do this, hey look, it's a physicsy cube, wow, look at it go, and then I turn off this and I turn on this, it's going to replay that motion, but not using physics at all. It is replaying that motion through just like having saved a bunch of positions and rotations and then just applying them every frame or whatever. And then I can apply like a weird speed modifier. I don't know if this will actually get used in the game. This was just a for fun thing I was messing around with. I was like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to conceptually this could be a thing. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't even used in the game. This is just a separate scene as I was messing around with stuff ages ago. It has nothing to do with anything we're working on right now, but hypothetically, that was just a cool thing. This was another bit of test level. Yeah. Anyways, okay, back to what I was actually doing. Over here. And here. So, okay, but the new player that we're still working on. Why is that still happening? The weird, funky, turny camera thing. Where it's not supposed to be like, hua. That's because of the code I changed that I thought I commented out. I didn't actually comment out. Shoot, what did I just do? Oh, no. This, where rotations are funky and very, very messy to deal with. If I just put transform.rotation back in here, then it'll be back to how it was before, which isn't ideal, but yeah. In a good way, the game matches your personality very accurately. Thank you. I guess I think that's a compliment. Yeah, I mean, right now, like, this is a lot of, like, you know, testing placeholder object stuff that hasn't had that much. Yeah, you try to put it together as fast as possible. In theory, for when we start making actual levels, I will hopefully polish it a lot more and make an actual person. This player here is also very temporary. I mean, it's gonna be a humanoid thing here at some point, but I want to try making an actual, like, person-looking person to be on the Unicycle eventually, but that is a lot further down the road, but, you know, we're definitely a compliment. Cool. Yeah, cool. All right, so right now we're having, you know, this issue that obviously this is not supposed to happen. If you see anything here, it's like, huh, that seems funky. That seems like maybe it shouldn't be that way. Then you're probably correct because it's all broken. I wanted to try, okay, so, where was I? What was I doing? Hold on. So what we're trying to do right now is two bits of code that are fighting with each other. This code that, like, when we go up slopes, it rolls the camera, sort of, to, like, match the slopes that we're on so that we can do loop-de-loops. Want to see a cool trick? Oh, no. So much for, productivity. All right, we'll put a pin in this for a second. The code I want to mess with is here, so I'll keep that. Actually, I'm gonna put, like, a bunch of slashes or something just to remind me in 2 seconds. Yeah, I have a redeem of, before I do anything. I have a redeem of Sovereign Rubik's Cube, and that we shall do. If I press this button, then I have a scene set up for this, where every time I gotta press OK for the stack mat. I'd like if that could be, you know, not that way, but oh well. So I have this that I got very recently. There's an actual, like, Rubik's Cube timer thing. But yeah, put your hands on it, and then, whoa, it's going. Wow. And then, you know, bam, when it's solved, and whoa, we're solved it in 4 seconds. World record, yeah. Obviously not. How do I remove a time? I actually don't know how to do that. This does keep track of, like, averages and whatever. How do you, oh, I don't actually know how to, I can see how to delete the whole session. How do you, hold on. Is it from here? Ah, oh, there we go. Bam. Okay, did that. Not that at the moment, I don't care that much about keeping track of all these individual times. In fact, I see a bunch that definitely, from me messing around with other stuff. Hold on, let me just, no, I deal with that another time, it's fine. Anyways, all right, let's actually solve this thing. Usually I just scramble randomly. I want to try doing more of actually, oh right, you guys can't actually see the website. I'm gonna real quick just, peel behind the curtains, and, if I do, was it this, and, no, this, and then over here, like, this is the website I'm currently using to, you know, to do this. Anyways, over there. And then back to here so you can see just the snippets that I have here. Anyways, also you need to update the redemption subscription. It still says your fastest is like 41. I put an actual, I put my best time in the description of that. I do not remember doing that at all. Interesting, fascinating. Can if I pick this then, so my best time is 41. I have no memory of putting that in there, but okay. My fastest time now, I mean, like, it depends. Like, so like, your definition of, like, you know, like, get the cube and immediately start solving it, or how much prep time do I get to look at the cube and analyze stuff and then solve it, that hypothetically would affect my time. In competitions, you get, like, 15 seconds. I'm not abiding by that. Like, I'm not that good at this very frequently while solving this on stream. I will like almost drop the cube or make wrong turns and have to correct stuff. So just setting up for I'm gonna solve this in a couple seconds and it might not go so well. Anyways, all right, we're gonna. Oh wait, how do I? Oh, we're gonna reset that. Yeah, okay. All right, new Scrabble is blah blah. Oh, blah blah. This 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 and this and that and all of that and this. Okay, we got a scramble and it's looking a little bit sort of okay. I have a plan. Oh, I don't love that, but okay. Blam, and then there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, have a plan. Let's see how this goes. Oh wait, does the prep time count? It says no. You heard it here first. Well, when you do solving Rubik's Cube in a tournament, the prep time doesn't count. You like I look at it and then I start the timer, but you only get 15 seconds to look, and then you get penalized. So if I go over the 15 seconds, then hypothetically, then you know whatever. But at my stage, I don't care about that right now. All right, here we go. What planning did I just do? Okay, wait. So that, and then that. Okay. All right. Here we go. That and ooh, fast cross. Love that I was able to do that without messing up super significantly. Let's keep that up. And that and a little bit of that. I'm purposely going, actually, hold on, I'm actually doing good. Let me just actually be quiet and solve the thing. Keep it in frame. Oh, what do you mean no, I was doing so good and I messed up. What did I do? Oh, no. Well, we're gonna, I went to do an algorithm and just completely messed it up. I'm basically starting from the beginning now. Oh, that sucks. I was doing good. I actually don't know. Whatever. Yeah, that could have been great. That could have been new personal best, maybe. Well, maybe not necessarily, but okay. Well, that sucks. Oh well, it happens. And almost done. And, no, hold on. No, don't, wait, no, what happened to that? Hold on, yeah. Jeez, into the Y perm. Okay, 3. Stop turning wrong. Okay, minute 27. That's not good. I'm gonna go again. I do think to have excuse having to try to hold the cube up like this. I do think is somewhat like. I don't know. I'm turning sloppier rather than, you know, actually just da-da-da-da. Well, you know what? How about this? You know, solve problem by temporarily turning camera down, so I don't have to try to hold it up as high. All right, we're gonna do it one more time because that was, I mean, 127 like is you know time. But no, I actually hold on. Just to like the algorithm I meant to do to solve a particular situation looks like this. I don't know where I messed that up, but actually. Wait, how did I just, I don't know how I messed it up, and I just messed it up again. What the, how did I even do that? What the heck? Hold on. This and, I was gonna say before I interrupted myself, solving slightly slower to just make less mistakes or whatever, can be beneficial for me, I suppose. I recently, what was that? Whatever. I learned a better, faster algorithm to deal with that situation. I don't remember it off the top of my head. This isn't, I said I was gonna do another solve. This isn't that, or wasn't meant to be. I don't know how okay, I'm gonna try this again. This. Oh, did I do a double turn? Oh, I think I don't know how I don't know how I did the mistake that I did, but I think I see what mistake that I did. I did that and then, yeah, that's exactly what I did. Okay, let me undo that and then, so the easy way I can explain it is a time when I was meant to turn this once, I turned it twice, and that's all. Okay, this is just Yeah. Cool, I could at least recognize that. Hey, look, if you do the same algorithm over and over, eventually the cube kind of goes back to being solved. You're falling apart with the oh, yeah, that camera does randomly turn green sometimes. I don't know why it does that, but oh well, it's fine. No. Alright, new scramble. And you do scrambles with white on top, green in front. Alright, but this, that, and a little bit of all that, and a little bit of these things. If I happen to, if I happen to make a wrong turn while scrambling, it doesn't matter. I don't care that much. Like, oh, it might not be official, but that's fine. All right, a chance to redeem myself. All right. That's an ugly cross. I don't love that. How? Sometimes this cross be easy to plan. Sometimes it's annoying. Annoying is the way I would describe it. That. Oh no, I hate that. Okay, we're just gonna go, and then I'll. Oh, actually, well, okay. I have a semblance of a plan, not a full plan, but enough of a plan that's gonna get me to the finish line. All right, I'm gonna focus on actually solving this and not care about trying to hold the cube up or whatever. I'm just gonna do it legitimately. But so then what excuse will I have next time? We're gonna find out. All right, 3, 2, 1. As I go to do a countdown, I'm like, wait a minute, let me plan a few more things. I'm not ready. Okay, yeah, this, and then where did orange go? Where I left you? Okay, that and oh wait, no, that's bad. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Wait, no, how did I? Oh, it's okay, it's fine. Why can't I? Fine, and a little bit of something like this. Whoa. And then 44 seconds. I got lucky at the end. I got T-perm at the end, which is an algorithm I know very well and didn't have to do extra steps for. Haha. Good time. Was a bit slow in the middle, but that is significantly better than than the first one. So I got slightly lucky at the end, but I will take that. Yeah. Solve Rubik's Cube, some degree, a game of chance. What you do as you try to get better at solving these things is, learning some of the trickier, weird cases that pop up sometimes to like reduce that chance, I guess. So no matter what happened, you could do the fast thing. But I happened to get a scenario that I was able to do the fast thing for. Anyways, algorithm that looks like this is what ends things off. Why am I? I don't know, I don't know. Like, sometimes I can, be turning flawlessly, and other times halfway through turning, I will, I don't know, turn weirdly, and, I don't know, whatever. I partially messed this up. Hypothetically, there we go, yeah. Hypothetically getting, people go, get new cubes that turn faster and lock up less or whatever. Let me turn back to this scene. I'm considering doing that at some point, but not now. I'm almost kind of like, in terms of if I want to get an actual new, better, faster cube, I'm currently trying to learn a more advanced way of solving the Rubik's Cube, kind of like a thing called OLL and PLL that requires me to memorize 54 algorithms and then 21. I might be off on those numbers by a bit. That's currently my focus on a thing I'm trying to do. And maybe once I'm at that point, then I can after having done that, then there's a lot I need to do in terms of getting better before I need to care that much about having the absolute fastest cube or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, very even uptime. Oh, we've been live for 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, I do gotta go soon. Unfortunately, you guys still be going from the first time you tried. Yes, fair enough. Yeah. I learned how to solve Rubik's Cube years and years ago, and then just on and off I've been doing it or whatever. Only recently, after getting this for funsies, I've been more seriously trying to get back into doing it. and properly learn things and actually have them stick and be able to apply them. There's a difference between doing a very slow solve where I'm like, you know, doing whatever, and then, oh hey, I remember, I see this certain thing. What's the algorithm I need to do? I think it goes somewhat like the difference between that and then, you know, doing a full solve and having to just like, you know, go, and if I don't remember the thing, quickly do something else. Applying stuff under pressure, but oh well. Are you proud of him? All signs point to no. Did you mean that? No. Yeah, redemption. Okay, cool. Anyway, okay. So, with that out of the way, this guy NZ. First thing you gotta know around here is I ramble a lot. It'll take a million years to do anything, and get interrupted, sidetracked very frequently. And that's just a part of the stream. But to actually try to circle back to what we were doing, trying to fix the problems that was happening with this player. I left this as my bookmark of what I was trying to do. I want to try to do a thing that's hard to explain, but if it works, then it can just be like, look at it working. I want to lerp this. What's starting value? I would want to take what it was last frame, which means I might need to actually keep track of that. So hold on. Temporarily, we're going to do some not good looking code to just go last. Because I'm not super confident this is going to work. I'm just going to go, like temp, whatever. It doesn't matter. And just, I will, I'll worry about it in a second. Okay. I want to actually mark it here, equals new camera direction, blarg, and then spit this in here and this, and I guess by default it being, oh, I didn't even, hold on, I didn't do the important thing of vector 3, blah, UV equals vector 3 dot forward. This actually, well, that might mess stuff up on the first couple frames, and then it might correct itself. This, and then 0.5, just hard code a smoothing value there. Okay, so we're gonna try a thing, and it's either gonna work or it's gonna not. Let's see. To try and fix. Okay, it did not. But did it at least get? No, it's the worst of both worlds. Oh, it's extra. Okay, it's extra bad. I thought. Huh. I was hoping that so my plan was to. Oh no. This variable is being is part of what Wait, why is that doing that? Oh. Oh, no, new idea. Hold on, before I say anything, instead of this, have, we're gonna try a separate thing. Hold on. Lerp this instead. Last temp equals blarg. And, cut this into here. Basically, hold on, wait, fix brackets. This needs to be blah, 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 blah. So we're trying to have the camera move instantly and have the turning for slopes to be gradual. Okay, well, actually, well... Wait, sorry, did I have that with having this commented out? Hold on here. That's it. Wait, that's a number I can hold on, do more with. If I make this like 0.1 and then combine that. Wait, no, but why are you still combine that with this? No. Hold on, I'll come back to oh no. I'll come back to this one in a second. Let me put this back to whoops. Wait, what just happened? Oh, put this back to not having any smoothing for a second. This is the bit that rolls the camera, kind of. But just the first bit. I just want to see if it's working. So, no, it's not. Wait, what? Wait, what? How? Did I say my code? What? Sorry, this is... Am I changing the wrong code? This is not working at all how I thought it would, and now I'm concerned. I'm confused. Oh, wait, this we need to... Well... Because this goes off player.right. There are other bits that need to change. So... Ooh. Well, no, that wouldn't affect that. Hold on. Wait, what? So... without this is... Oh, it's becoming... This without the snap. Oh, right, sorry. No, that's becoming... That without the snap. Sorry, that's why it's turning instantly and not smoothing. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay, I misunderstood my own code. Oh, hold on. I've been, missing messages. He's a jokester. That's the risk you take. Try to have things... Or that's the risk you have to take to do things live. Yeah, part of life. No. Yeah. Oh no, I've been attacked by karma. Oh, what happened? I was distracted by distracting you, and I forgot about the last of my cereal. It's like without soggy. Oh no, no. Yeah. Well, that shucks. Okay, so yeah. So the camera is currently moving fine without you know, cutting into things weirdly. Or sorry, it's moving without the weird issue where, like, it was turning faster than the camera was turning at the player to catch up with him. That's, you know, one bit that's fine. The bit that's not fine is when we turn to a slope, currently this, you know, snaps. And it shouldn't do that, it should be smooth, but getting it to be smooth. Part of why it immediately snaps is, part of that is because it's going based off the ground normal and, like, player dot up, right? So, like, it's using that to be like, oh, this is the way I should be angled. So, hypothetically, if I, instead of using that information directly, if, when the player turned, if I smoothed it thinking like, oh, this is up, now this is up, and now this is up, that could work. I just worry of other problems that could have, such as if we're turning too fast. I mean, as long as it's a lerp, it would eventually catch up. I just worry if it gets too offset, if we're moving too quickly, could that pose problems? What if we go from, you know, facing, you know, whatever, like this, to facing a wall and needs to quickly snap 90 degrees? Would that be fine? Hypothetically? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna go a little longer. I think I can go to 1 a.m. A bit of a stretch, but hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so... well, okay, now I gotta figure out what... If I want to make this change that I'm describing, what in all do I have to mess with to make that happen? And do I change that stuff here or on the player itself? I don't want to change... This ground normal variable shouldn't... I don't want to mess with that because the player uses that in ways that it needs to use that. And there's other bits that use, like, player.up, player.right, and player.forward. But then having those smooth might cause other issues. Yeah, no, okay, so I don't want to just, smooth this variable everywhere. There's some places where I want it to be the exact thing that it is, and some places where I might not. Ovenberg, hi, hello, welcome back. The amount of bugs I've just fixed from forgetting to set some data that later ends up causing issues. Oh no. And then me forgetting to check for all errors. Also, oh no. Yeah, yikes. Unfortunate. Okay, so I'm gonna real quick make a new thing that's like, what was this? This is last, well, actually, basically we're gonna use that, but set it elsewhere, I think. Yeah. Last player up is essentially what this was. It kind of is. We're gonna use that because then if we take that and apply it to the error code later, it'll be more applicable. Okay, so in theory, I'm gonna put this down here and go last player up equals, we're just gonna use player.up directly rather than player.up and player ground check dot instance dot ground normal. Will they be the exact same? No, I think ground normal is gonna be more reliable, actually. In case animation stuff messes with this later on. We do use that though. And we're gonna hope that's gonna be fine. Okay, if this equals, oh no, so the whole point of this is that we're not setting it directly. Actually, maybe like smoothed ground normal. Maybe I will. I don't know, something like that. I don't know if I love that name, but whatever. Equals vector3 dot lerp from this to that at that speed or something. Just for now. Okay, do that. And then what would need to use that? I don't think this does. This bit here then doesn't need this bit. It replaces all of this. That's part of it. And then this bit would need to be there. But this isn't everything. Then in here? Unsure. And this bit. And this code might get rid of it in a minute. Unsure. I just had an issue where I forgot setting the operator for the compare. Oh, why is this not operator? I forgot setting the operator for comparison. My function to return a pointer for the operator text had no case for any operator index that does not exist. But now it returns a question mark. So it will display variable 5 if the operator is not set to anything valid. That does seem helpful. Very good. Until they make a question mark operator. Whoa. A lot of my code needs some rewriting to be more flexible with future features. Yeah, and that's all programs, ain't it? Always needs improvements for future things. That has a... Am I crazy that has a tiny bit of smoothing? The 0.5 is too high, I think. And it has this. No way this is gonna work. No way. I don't believe you. If if this works, I will make that an actual variable or whatever, but just while I'm messing around with this. No way! It's not... Okay, all right, the mid-air code isn't using any of that. It ain't... It actually has... It has both. I'm concerned a little bit. Like, is there gonna be any... I can't test the mid-air code so much. And I think the first few frames going into play mode, the initial value of that thing needs to be made proper. Look at that! That's more smooth! I mean, it was kind of doing before. Somehow, am I crazy that this looks better than it did before? The smoothing that existed before? Maybe? Hold on, I never tested going at this. This is fine. This is a steep slope, so I'm fine with this being kind of that. Like, of all of the camera things that are broken, like, this is like a breath of fresh air. At least we have, like, another just a thing that's, like, smooth. Like, one part of it that's smooth and is functioning properly. It's so good. Look at that. Look at it go. And this, which is a very, like, steep. And then with the zoom, like, the zoom could be a little bit better, like, a bit more polished, but it's, you know, better than no zoom. Look at that. I have 2 ways I can think of to solve the issue. You're welcome to come with alternatives. Because the more different ways I can think of doing things, the better, because then I can make better decisions. Yeah, it can be good to, well, yeah, think outside the box, or try things you've never tried before, or, like, whatever. I'm guilty of, with some aspects of coding being stuck in my ways of doing certain things. Like, I very, very rarely use events for anything. I always go, like, the manual, get the reference, and call the thing route, because I just... I kind of, it's kind of like a pros and cons game for me, and the pros outweigh the cons in some cases. But like, I think I should, to some degree, be trying to get myself to use events more often than I currently do, which is almost never. You want to hear the context? Yeah, sure. Suggest away. What time is it? It is 12:30. I think at 1 I do gotta definitely cease and go, but But now that, okay, we now, like, this is, like, at least, like, this part is kind of working, and that's great. Now I'm more wanting to keep going and have it work better. So this, we're gonna make an actual variable real quick. And it's gonna live up here. And it's gonna be like public float. This is slope smoothing. Yeah, slope smoothing is fine. And it's like, I don't know, we'll put it like 2. Where was it? It was over here. It's 0.1 right now, but it's going to be whatever it is, at making it frame rate independent. It's going to be fixed delta time. If that's working, I might also get rid of that other, wherever that was, some code that was around somewhere. That was, this bit that is no longer necessary if that other bit is working. So that's good. And then this doesn't have an S-slurp. That's crazy. It's not that insane, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's interesting that it doesn't need it in the way that I'm looking things in other places. And this bit, because this doesn't lerp either, this doesn't need like a whole new variable. These could just say camera direction again, which would simplify things a little bit. Oh, yeah, okay, so making sure it's still all working, which it seems like it is, until we go in midair and everything freaks out. Hold on, let me just double check. The first few frames when I go into play mode, this might be messed up. Yes. I mean, okay, conceptually, like, whoa, let's do that in a kind of cool way or whatever, but it's not supposed to do that. So it's, yeah, I want it to start being the angle that it is. If we have some funky intro, like, little thing, like, we code that as its own thing. We don't want that as a bug turned to feature kind of thing. Where? So that's gonna be in here. Where did I put that variable? Oh, I made it down here in the ugly way. Oh. Okay, it's gonna go here, I guess, and then, vector 3.forward isn't what it should be. Oh, wait, well, it should be vector 3.up. What was I thinking with that? Vector 3.up. Well, we'll use player.up would be more correct in this instance. Or, actually, even just player.instance.ground normal, but I don't know if that's even calculated on the start. So this is going to be close enough. And if we start in midair, it should also be fine. Yeah. That's if you get, like, multiple things I could put in, that'll work, I guess. Okay, so now I want to apply some of the recent changes we've made to the error code and see what happens. For me, I am guilty of being stuck doing things my own way. Is the problem when I can get into a situation where I can't use my own way. Yeah. I actually, with this camera system, I did a little bit of that, kind of, where commonly, a lot of the time when I make camera systems in 3D games, I make this sort of camera pivot here. Well, you can't see, actually, I can, I put some, like, meshes on here that I can use to, articulate my point. That's close enough. So, yeah, okay, good enough. Basically, have object here on this and this and this, and have camera here. And if I turn this, the camera orbits, and it's nice and, you know, easy to conceptualize. Just turn this, camera orbits nicely. This didn't work so well. Well, I mean, actually, it's almost getting close to potentially be able to work. Like, our current system basically does this, but internally without actual objects, kind of. Which just works better with my game being extra complicated, is that. But, yeah, so me not using this and actually doing it manually, I'd say that's new for me, so. Yeah, not because I'm stubborn, more because my brain defaults to solutions it's already worked with and covered with. Yeah, I agree. Same here. With what I say before about event-based ways of going about stuff. You know, with some problems where that might be useful, I first think of, yeah, what I would normally do to do such things. And do them instead. Okay, anyways, let me quickly, I am running low on time. Let me try to get this working. If actually, well, the stuff that was currently working, I'm fine to, the camera, the state that it's in, I'm fine, I think, delete some of my commented out code that's meant to be deleted or whatever. But I can't, while I'm looking at this, actually, okay, this can be out here, I think. This might need to change. for the stuff up here. I guess we'll see. I guess I'm going to also, if this is no longer being smooth, I'm going to change this just to say be the camera direction thing. Well, the comment doesn't make as much sense like that, but whatever, it's fine. This needs to be here. This code is gonna be exactly the same up here, down here, but it needs to be sandwiched in this exact place. So there's that. Oh, why did I turn this off here? Why did I do this? I don't remember. I think that was while the zoom code was like in progress or something like that. I don't know. I mean, technically this float, I could make this up above hypothetically, but whatever, it's fine. Actually, even this is only here because because I want this if statement, I guess, and then be able to use the variable outside of it. And this if statement is temporary. Once everything's working, this is a temporary like disable the zoom for programming reasons, what I haven't even needed to do. Yeah. Also, I didn't get much use as much use out of my random counter of the day as I thought I would. I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna be making a lot of if statements with this camera stuff. I have certain special cases of funky things happening. I was wrong, but oh well. I'm gonna change it now. Okay, sorry. What was I doing? So calculate position above player and move camera out from. I will actually place. I'm gonna put these. Well, okay, that comment was the same. I'm gonna actually start commenting here. It'll just be easier to, figure out. Smoothly go to that point to smoothly follow the player. That's this bit. A lot of these comments are gonna be the same. This bit is, what is this bit? This is the part that turn camera to follow velocity is what this is. It's kind of smooth. I'm gonna put smooth. I like emphasizing smoothly versus exactly in some of these spots, which like based on the magnitude of the velocity that affects this. Okay. New camera direction. You do this stuff. Oh, this doesn't even. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna have the same behavior of this. Just I'm gonna get rid of this. Just put in camera direction directly. I think I can get away with that. Okay. And then this is based on well, there's like if our velocity isn't nothing, turn the camera to face our new velocity. Wait, no, this is, hold on, what? Oh, well, okay, this is calculating the angles. This is actually doing the thing. So I'm just gonna sandwich these together. It's the same stuff. Then this uses velocity or just the player. Negative up is the way that they're facing when they're flying through the air. So that the wheel is pointing towards whatever walls are flying at. And then camera, do the zoom stuff. And I guess, okay, technically I do apply vertical horizontal camera turn camera to new angle. Technically that's what that is. If I'm to use the same comments that are the similar bits, so then I guess I will separate this, whatever. Do the zoom thing, actually move the camera. That's this bit. And then calculate camera turn stuff to look at. I mean, just to look at player, and then actually rotate camera smoothly. Well, that's not true anymore. Could even just go transform rotation equals this, but nah, at this point, it's fine. Okay, and then store last player direction is there. That's not a necessary step here. Smoothly change ground normal for change in slopes. I don't know. For gradual change in slopes, something like that. I don't know. It's fine. Okay. Okay, actually making changes. So, what do I need to, what do I need to move from here to down here now? So we have, the position is the same-ish. This uses, wait, that uses player.up. This uses the ground normal. Those are different things. This bit, as soon as we go to that spot, yeah, I was gonna, yeah. That bit's the same. So the camera can follow velocity. Is this? Wait, well, oh wait, what am I? These changes I made were based on turning the camera based on the slopes that we're on. That doesn't apply here because I'm not turning on slopes. And this ground normal ain't affecting anything. I'm not using ground normal in this. I don't think, no. So it turns the camera to follow the velocity, apply vertical and horizontal that, turn it to the new angle. This bit is a bit, I'm not sure if, well, at low velocity, if this is what it should do, or like not turn at all, or something, unsure. And then it does that change, do the zooming, move out the camera. That, I don't, okay, so actually, no, because this is just for turning on slopes, that doesn't apply in the same way. That's not great, because this ain't fully, you know, working in all the ways that it should. So, now I gotta figure out why and how. Why is that still snapping so? Oh, right, because it's, before there was some other lerping things that would lerp between the two ways of the camera could work. That was like the final lerping step with the rotation and stuff would fix that. And the position thing. That's not the case anymore, so it is going to instantly snap. So I need a separate, different smoothing thing. So this goes back to, I think, an idea that I proposed right like at the beginning of the stream, was to potentially somehow have a version of the ground camera and the air camera always running and spitting out their ideas like, this is where the camera should be if we were on the ground, and this is where the camera should be if we're in air, and then have a slider that effectively the influence of those two positions and rotations that it's spitting out, and then lerp between them is an idea. Now, the problem with that is that, like, what does that mean for the ground code to run while we're in midair? And what does that mean for the midair code to try to run while we're on the ground? Well, in theory, the midair code running while we're on ground would just mean this, right? Because when we're flying through the air, it's just looking at the top of our head from above. So in theory, that's the easy part, right? Do this. Oh, I forgot there's a separate issue that we haven't fixed yet of that input is not, you know, being properly mapped. Actually, you know what? That's a smaller issue that I can quickly fix first. And something that was fixed and then I guess broke at some point. What's doing that exactly? What is currently right, so this is the bit that gets input on the player and it gets it relative to the camera, which makes sense, but then it needs to flatten input direction forward. Yeah, take the camera and flatten it. Am I not using this? This should be undoing that. Or so I thought. Like, looking down with the camera shouldn't matter because it's... Take the player camera, flatten it to the ground that we're on, and then get... get this input based on that. What? Why is that not working? This is doing... what? And then cross product to get the right. I don't actually immediately know what's not. I don't know why. How this issue is happening. Basically, it's like the input is being applied sort of in the direction that I'm looking. Wait. Oh, I have an idea. Hold on. It might not be the input that's messed up. Well, I guess I can confirm. A thing I can do to confirm... It might actually be later on. Is the player camera used anywhere else in this? No. Okay, my idea, it was that, like, the direction I apply the force was somehow based on that. Alright, we're gonna print some variables to confirm if things are being... you know, the way they should be or not. So just, print new direction or whatever. And, you know, just test that. In theory, I don't even need to move the camera with the mouse. It should just be, any amount of changing. We're actually going to disable mouse turning real quick, because, oh, right. Well, I'm going to have to be holding forward to do this. Well, okay, if I hold forward, no, just get on ground, have things be fine. Hold on, this and this, have everything be flat, consistent, whatever. And it's all 0, that makes sense. If I hold forward, it is... Oh, that's... Hold on, no. This will be way easier if I'm facing forward. I can see 1s and then see 1s not be 1s. I hold forward, I'm perfectly on the straight line. 0.99 is close enough. Okay. Okay. No, why click into... Oh, well, so much for being... Okay, if it's forward enough, it's fine. Okay, the Z there being 1 is close enough to... That's fine. If I take a to player, change the... Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where's the... Oh, it's on the camera, that's why. The vertical angle, make it 45 or something. Is it... Well, it's not 45 anymore, but whatever. It is less. It is. And then, well, I guess... Oh, actually, I could have just tested this by just doing this. Yeah. Okay, so it is 100% being affected. But why? Why is it being affected? This projectile plane is supposed to specifically not do that. Or wait. Oh. Wait. No, it's... Sorry. Wait. It is... Oh, I'm used to doing this and then normalizing it. Oh, no. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, no, I know the step I'm missing. It needs to have the same magnitude that it started with. So take this, dot normalize times the original thing dot magnitude. That's the step I'm missing. And then same thing with the right. Do this stuff, dot normalize times blah dot magnitude. Yeah, times, oh wait, sorry, times, wait, no, once I have this, then this is fine, in theory, right? Maybe. Okay. Okay, that should maybe do what I need it to. Basically, hard to explain. Hold on, let me first see that this is even working. Okay, we look down and we're at the same speed. Looking up doesn't move us slightly in the air. Okay, good. That is this bug that should have noticed and fixed a long time ago. I mean, it was a thing that I think on our old player system was a thing we fixed, but on our new player system, did not. But yeah, okay, cool. Just another little thing off the checklist. Good. So, if I'm to, I don't know, slightly explain what's happening. If this is the way that we wanted to go, let's say this was the holding W or whatever. If the camera is looking down, well, let's say if the camera was looking down is basically, actually, hold on. If we're looking perfectly forward, then pressing W is essentially, you know, drawing a line that's matching, you know, it's like, you know, let's say this is 1, right? It's matching 1, we go that way. If the camera was looking down, it's supposed to be like, oh, you know, take the direction that is this, and like, make it be flat along the ground, but be the same amount. It was effectively by projecting it into the ground, it's basically going, you know, this here, getting a good, like, if this has a better, like, endpoint, you know, take this, put it here, take this, perfectly straight up, put it here, draw a new line. This line is shorter than this line, ergo problem. Easier seen when and you know, where I notice the problem, if it's a very, like, downwards line, and like, oh, you know, this is a big one. But not anymore. Now it's a tiny one. Right? So, like, that's the problem, right? So the solution was essentially, well, to do this to get the direction, and then make, you know, see what, like, get what the length of this is by using dot magnitude, and then force this line in this direction to be the length that it should be. Essentially kind of rotating it in a way, rather than flattening it, making it be the same length. Anyways, I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but either way, it's working now, so all is good. Did I get rid of the print statement? Yeah. All right, that's another just small problem. It's good and done and out of the way. And in midair, technically, that would have been affecting slightly, but just not enough for us to really notice. But I guess that's, you know, good to be fixed. Yes. Although, I've just realized, we flatten input to, oh, no, sorry. Oh, I have to do the fix separately on the midair code, I think. Why do I do this way? Or does it actually? No, because there's no project in here, so no, it's fine. And same with the underwater stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's different. Okay. Yep. Okay, so next thing is, can I, okay, I want to try to get, if pretending the player is on ground always, even when they're in midair, have the camera function with that. In theory, it'll then turn towards ground. Mainly the position of the camera is what I care about. So I want to see if I can get that to not happen temporarily. Have it, and even for this test, I'm going to just turn off mouse turning. Zoom so far hasn't been a thing that's been causing more issues, so it's fine to stay on, I think. But on the, on the canvas, I have a thing that makes it not have the mouse disappear, so I can still mess with stuff easily. Okay. Okay, so when we're like this, and also, we can have the starting angle be not 0 now. Actually start looking down. So why does this happen? Well, I know why it happens, roughly. Because we're actually, no, I don't know why it goes that up. It should be, I thought that, because the player's now facing this way, that it would be here looking up. In theory, I'm not fully sure what I want out of this, but I basically want it to try to, like, be relatively kind of the same position it was before, but then now the position of the slope camera being perfectly here is also calculating, and then smoothly go between them. With some kind of slider that can, because the basic thing is that right now, like, this and this are one frame, like, it's this and then it's that being different things. This is an attempt to smooth between them in a different way than just, because I can't lerp the end result here or here. Well, like, so, like, lerping these end results is different than the thing that I want to do with, like, a slider. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so, real quick, how can we just get the camera to be roughly the same position, even if it's not correct-ish? I can't just freeze that position as the player flies away. I mean, relatively, what's going to be close enough? Even if... Just worrying about position for now. Forgetting rotation stuff. Well... The rotation matters because then we turn it and then the camera goes out, but still. If it were to go out and then wildly turn the wrong way, actually, I might need to take it. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Okay, so the position, this initial position of the camera is fine. Well, it uses the ground normal, and that might not be fine. Are there any of these that should be replaced by, player dot, forward or player dot up or whatever? Let's use the ground normal, so that's gonna be above there instead of there. That, I mean, actually, hold on, we're there, and then we go out. It's gonna jump to here, and that shouldn't do. Oh, if this used player dot up, actually, this, even on the ground, might remain unchanged. Can all of these be changed that way? This is the bit to calculate how much we've turned. And, oh, this is going to be a bit that's going to be, messing up a lot. So also, when we're in midair, the ground normal doesn't... Actually, that could be another thing, is that... when we're in midair... Huh. Why are we turning that much? I have an idea. Okay, I have a crazy idea that might simplify this. When we're in midair, this ground normal doesn't like stay being the old ground normal. It flips to being vector 3.up when we're in midair. That just makes some other calculations easier to just pretend that it's that. I think... Oh, I do have last grounded up. I did save those things. I'm gonna use those. I think I made those a little bit ago. Like, oh, I might use them, and then I didn't. That's changing now. Okay, where is... I can close some of these scripts just to simplify things. Well, just those two for now. The old camera move. Yeah, okay. How much time I got? 5 minutes, oh no. Okay, real quick. Actually, hold on. If I only... Okay, we're gonna temporarily cheat and... we're gonna cheat and update this constantly. I don't like the performance of doing that necessarily, but we're gonna do that. Where exactly do I update? Where I update ground normal? Not that the order of these should matter, but just in case. And this. Yes. Okay. I wasn't done yet. Hold on. Use that, and then if I theoretically replace all these with last grounded up. Why do you have a problem with Oh, because I copied other things. Yeah, last grounded up. Then we'll see if I need to use the other ones. But just temporarily, just to try this out, just see if it's gonna do what I want it to do. Is this used anywhere else in here? It's used just those places now? Okay. Okay. I feel like this isn't going to completely work, but it'd be interesting if it at least partially did. Okay, mainly I want the camera to not whip around. Like, technically that was less jarringly weird. Why is it trying to go? Where are you trying to go? And why? If I put the game down here just for a second, just to be able to see this. Why are you trying to go in so much? Oh, you whipped around facing the other direction. That's also not good. And then you did it again. I see the camera horizontal angle isn't changing to like 180 or something. Huh. I don't love that. But it might be just good enough for me to just trial my, like, a basic form of the idea that I have, real quick, is just to have a quick, it could probably be private eventually, but right now public just so I can see it. Float, ground to air, camera, slider, I don't know. And then, oh, wait. Oh, no. Well, okay, hold on. I then, in theory, want all of this to run always. Okay, so we're gonna actually put this into functions real quick, because it would just be easier to, well, no, because I need to return variables, and that's gonna be, okay. We're gonna make, vector 3, ground camera position equal just whatever, and then you're gonna do stuff, and quaternion ground camera rotation, and then vector 3 midair camera position, and quaternion midair camera rotation. Okay, so then the plan is to take all of this out, because we're temporarily gonna have like a lot of stuff that I'm gonna just put a lot of enters just to like separate things conceptually for me. And yeah, the underwater and air cameras are the same, but that's fine for the wording of my stuff. Okay, so then here, instead of the part where I would set transform dot position, where is that? It is here. Instead go, this is what conceptually the ground camera would want to be if it was chosen. And then air, or the rotation, and then same with oh, this that's fine, you can reuse that, it's fine. I'm running a lot of time, so we just want to quickly just get this to, these can reuse those variable names, it's fine, don't care, it's all good. And then use this. I don't know if this is gonna work at all, or it might like only work kind of right now, but then like, you know, could have I was gonna see if it has promise of with enough messing around, if can I conceivably potentially get this working. Oh wait, don't I need last flare direction to not update if we're in midair for that to work? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so the plan is, we calculate this, and then if we're if we're in ground, a ground thing or whatever, then we're gonna go, well, actually, we're basically just gonna go this slider thing, what did I call it? Ground air, equals, start to move towards, actually, we're gonna use a move towards, no, we'll use a lerp. Lerp between, from what it's at towards 1. And we're gonna just put in, like, I don't know, 0.2 or whatever for now. It's fine. What's your problem? Oh, sorry, the math.lerp. It's just a symbol. It is just a float. So do that, and then have it go towards 0 or something. Oh, actually, not that this matters, but we're gonna have the ground be 0 and 1 be in the air. And then in theory, after doing this, then transform.position equals, we're gonna use vector3.lerp in a different way, like a way that's, in one way, in some sense, it's more the way it's meant to be used. In other sense, it's like different than how I traditionally use lerp. Literally different than how I'm using it here, where this is like have thing go from thing to a value, and running this over the course of many frames will basically have the effect of making this gradually become this at this sort of smoothing value. Instead, we're gonna, so ground camera position, mid-air camera position, by basically changing what I pass in here, like go from thing A, thing B, percentage between. This now acts as a percentage between thing A and thing B. If I'm calling this as more of like a, you know, this is not the input into this. And that percentage is the slider thing. And then, dot rotation, I gonna assume that this one's gonna want to maybe be less slurp. I'm less confident in the rotation part of this working, but I guess we're gonna find out. Ground camera rotation, mid-air camera rotation. And also this idea currently only works if there's only 2 camera states. If there ends up being, you know, more than that, then we'll worry about that when we get there. Well, in theory, we basically do, well, it would need more, we need to somehow more abstract this. Actually, I'm gonna keep the massive amounts of enters while I'm just not sure if this is entirely even gonna work. All right, let's test this. Let's see. In theory, we need to, you know, have this kind of system to transfer between state that we're in and state we want to be in. I don't know. Anyway, okay. I don't know if this is gonna work. But let's see. So in theory, when I go in midair, it should smoothly become the camera that it needs to be. The smooth value might not be low enough. It is being way more instant than it should be. Something like that. I was hoping to, you know, first try have it work exactly how I envision it. Please. Okay, other than the... What's happening? Oh, where? I don't know. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Just I don't know why that's doing what it's. I think the rotate. Okay, let's maybe not mess. Just worry about the position for now, just for a second. I think it's the rotation that's being the weird one. So just let me just have the rotation bit ignore the slider, which would mean that this would be mid-air rotation, and that here it would have ground rotation or whatever, and then comment out this. And the fact that this would work with this might be actually easier tested on the underwater version of the camera, but let me just, yeah. Why is the, when hitting the ground, it's not, you know, as it should be. Let me do this real quick. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do to further, just to test things. Just get that, remove the things that are changing that real quick so I can change it in editor. Move up here. Right now, in theory, because it doesn't update, it should always be the ground camera. Oh, why is that happening? That shouldn't be how that works. That looks almost like the ground camera is doing a bit of incorrect things, which it actually might be. So that might be something to readdress. But main camera, or no, player, switch to underwater mode. Go. Ooh, oh no, okay, that's just... Well, no, right now it thinks it's using the ground camera, which is actually doing a... I was about to say it's doing a decent job, but you know, I know. Okay, so that's obviously not good, but hold on. If I just go to... where is... On the camera... Hold on. This at 1. Now you should be... The behavior that we know that you should have. So in theory... Oh, no, it... What do you mean? Why did that mean... What? It was too much. It was too powerful. Sir, you are out of time. Yeah. All right. I think this is my signifier to stop. Yeah. Okay. I do think we're out of time. I do gotta go. I got things to do, like sleeping and then stuff in the morning. But you know, I do think we made good progress. This idea, I want to say, has merit. I just need to clean up. I tried to quickly, hastily put together the changes I need to make to this and this. And I don't know if I'm describing very well what it is I'm actually trying to do, but well, to transition from one camera to another, have both things be running. I think it's easier, like, the positions, just the transforms, the positions make more sense conceptually with this, but then once the positions of this stuff is working, then the rotations should be the same logic. But basically, it's like, you know, the behavior of the ground camera and then the behavior of the in-air camera, they aren't even that far apart. Just go from one to the other by upping that slider up to where it should be and then lowering it to have to go to the other one. But that only works if the ground camera doesn't spaz out in midair. And the midair camera actually, like, I think is potentially working fine on the ground conceptually. The ground camera just needs to, like, be this kind of view with the player, but the fact it's based on the ground and, or like the last player position. Yeah, I can understand why it's funky. Actually, it's funny if I do this. Yeah, see, like, look, this, see, like, this, if it's just, you know, whoop, and then the rotation was looking down, then, like, that's fine. It's the rest that's not. Actually, just to conceptually, real quick, I am gonna end things off real quick. I just want to, I put you guys, no, not you, hold on. I want to just see the thing I just did with the rotation actually doing that as well. Just see if slurp is even the thing that should be here, or if that should also be a lerp thing. With quaternions, they're funkier, so I don't know if this works this way. This jittering, I think, is because I'm changing, like, editor stuff. If this was happening through code, I want to say it would be smooth. But yeah, if just... Actually, what? Well, it's not like... Okay, it's not turning down at the rate I would like it to. In theory, it should look more orbital. Okay, sorry. One last little thing. I just want to see if I actually use... Quaternion does have a lerp function. I want to just see, is that going to do what it... Is that going to just look more fine? No. Why does this think that it should be there? Oh. Dang. I don't know why or... Alright, might have to... okay, the rotation might take more work. I'm gonna put it back to S-Type for now. There's no other, this has like a smooth rotation. Or I might do some more manual stuff with this, but, like... I don't know. If I... What happens if I... Hold on. If I times it by itself, 1 would still be 1, 0 would still be 0. In between would... curve up. Just real quick. We're gonna end things off in a second. I just want to... No, that kind of made it worse. Well, if I made the other way around... Okay. Hold on. No. 1 minus this times 1 minus that. We're gonna do just a quick little funky thing, and then, so do that, and then 1 minus... Yeah. So do 1 minus... Multiply it by itself. All right, brackets are bracket around that, bracket around that, and then 1 minus that to, like, so invert it and then uninvert it. Just want to see if that's just in the ballpark of doing the thing I want to do. Oh, also this should never go above 1. It should be, you can clamp between 0 and 1, and then everything will be fine. It actually, okay, so that's more fine somehow. That's probably not the best way to do that, but it is technically more what I'd want to see. So, okay, cool, that worked. Also, this math in here could probably be made better. It definitely can, or even just split up into multiple lines. But okay, now hands are off the keyboard. I'm gonna yeah, I need to go. We will leave that like that. Oh, let this save. We did make good progress. We did the zoom. We did the turning with the mouse, and we fixed a lot of miscellaneous bugs. I do feel like we are closer. Especially just if this is still working, yeah, the ground camera having the mouse stuff that I turned off working, and the slope turning stuff feels more smooth again. Oh, right. Sorry, I don't. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna change this now, but thing to keep in mind. I just realized why a new issue is happening. That this code should only be running in the air to actually change this, and this. So some of this should be in the air and on the ground. Or no, I can't have these have their own independent of these angles. They kind of need to be connected. But we'll or do they? Well, yes. Oh, funky. Whatever. We'll come back. Go to sleep. I know. All right. Yeah, I will. Yeah, we're gonna have things like. But I want this to be working and done. And yeah, we'll find someone to raid, and I will end things off. I do feel like we're getting closer. I am gonna do some amount of messing around between now and the next time that I'm working on this, which should be 4 streams away. Tomorrow we're going to be continuing Final Doom, and that'll be cool and all. We had some rough technical issues trying to get that up and running, but we got through that. I don't think that'll take that many streams, because we are actually going through it on the easiest difficulty, because it's just like a side Doom game or whatever. I'm fine not like, you know, doing the absolute hardest thing in that. I'm fine just going through it simply and casually and whatnot. So that's what we're doing. Okay. How about you, I guess? Person who is doing, or yeah, random person also doing Unity stuff. That's what we're gonna rate. Okay, so close Unity, stop looking at. I know, I can't stop. I do like that, like in the last many streams, I've been working more on this game, because, you know, we stopped working on it for a bit. It's cool to be making more progress with it. Okay, this person, that, bam. I'm very much looking forward to being at the point where we're, you know, close to being done with this player stuff and we get back to actually making levels. That'll be, you know, the cool thing. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Someday, getting closer and closer. I can just figure out these last couple, yeah, well, camera issues and then player issues on top of that, but we'll get there. So that'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. All right, pressing right now button. See ya. And stop stream button.